electric. Definitely is electric here tonight.
Courtney Paris jumping at center court against Chisholm. The Cowgirls will move from our left to our right. The Sooners are right to our left. And we are set to go with Bedlam round one. And the opening tip is controlled by Oklahoma. And Leah Rush will get the ball out front to Brittany Brown. And here we go. 19:52 to play. Far side pass goes to Higgins. Back out to Welch. Welch comes around to the left side. Brown dribble penetration through the lane. Ball is knocked, lost out of bounds. Last touch by Oklahoma State with 18 on the shot clock.
Cowgirls man-to-man defense, sagging Riley off of Brown. Let her drive. Backside defense comes over, knocks it out of bounds. Good start for the Cowgirls.
So Rush will inbound the basketball, gets it in, and then they give it right back to her. Higgins has it right side, comes high post to Courtney Paris. She's left open, high post, puts up a shot and knocks it down.
That's the thing about Courtney right there. You have to back away from her because you honestly have to respect her dribble drive ability. But then she turns around and is able to hit from the elbow. She has the inside-outside presence, unlike most anyone in the country.
2-0, Oklahoma with the lead. Chisholm up the right baseline, goes up for a shot, no good. Sadiq gets the rebound, but then she is hammered, and picking up a loose ball is Brown. Then the ball is stolen right back by Shantae. Pass down to Sadiq. The layup up good. We're tied at 2.
You saw the respect Courtney got. She hammered Rashi to the floor, but the Cowgirls come back, get the steal the other way, tie the ball game up, and the crowd already get a factor. They didn't appreciate Courtney getting respect in their house.
Brown to Welch underneath Courtney Paris. Shot up good, and boy, that's no match for Chisholm. The first two possessions down.
The one thing you hope you just wear her out, just get her tired a little bit. And right now, Dominic Chisholm kind of looks at it and said, my lands, what is that?
In all fairness to Chisholm, that's not much of a match for anybody across America, as we have found out in the opening 14 games for the Sooners. Riley in the corner has the basketball, but we'll have a whistle and a foul away from the ball. It will be offensive against Oklahoma State.
That'll go on Danielle Green. Kevin moving, trying to set a pick. And in the process, gets called for that offensive sliding around, but pretty good effort right there by Danielle Green to get to the hole and then the dish.
Welch with the ball over to the left corner. Brittany Brown pump fakes, puts it on the floor, now lobs, and is stolen away by Danielle Green. Here comes Oklahoma State. Pass to Riley. Riley goes up, shot up too strong, no good, and Leah Rush with the rebound. Then the ball is knocked out of bounds, last touch by Oklahoma State.
I like what the Cowgirls are doing, man-to-man defense, again sagging off Brittany Brown. Riley comes in and creates the turnover. On the other end, she gets the fast break opportunity. Needs to play a little bit under control. Just obviously you can tell she is jacked up for tonight's ball game.
Welch with the ball out front to Higgins. Higgins bounce pass nearly knocked away by Sadiq, and then it is over and back from half court, but they will call it tipped by Sadiq and saved by Higgins. Higgins has it to Brown, left side, back out to Higgins. Higgins looks inside, nothing there. That won't last long. Now to Rush, over to Higgins. Welch curls around right side. Shot up, hits the side of the backboard. It's no good, and a whistle and a foul called on Oklahoma State. And that foul is going to go against Danielle Green, her second. And I think the official might be a little wrapped up in the speed and the aura of the atmosphere as well.
Well, the thing that a lot of people get so upset with when they watch Oklahoma is they think they get the benefit of too many calls, too much respect just because they are a top-ranked team. And so far, the foul certainly would suggest they have gotten the benefit. 3 fouls against Oklahoma State, 0 called against Oklahoma.
5-2, Oklahoma with the lead. And the basketball there at the free throw line. Free shot set to come to the hole by Welch is up. It's good. And that makes it a 6-2 lead now for the visitors from Norman, Oklahoma.
Haven't had a chance to see Andrea Riley show what she can do with her speed. Looking forward to seeing that opportunity at some point in this ball game.
Sadiq to Shantae Smith. Ball knocked loose on the floor. Stolen by the Sooners. Then knocked loose again. A race for it. And it is going to be taken by the Sooners, Leah Rush.
Well, an effort right now by the Cowgirls Oklahoma didn't expect. Right now the Cowgirls are knocking everything away from them.
Pass intended for Courtney Paris, stolen away by the freshman Andrea Riley. Here comes Oklahoma State. Riley down floor through the lane, dribbles out of trouble and slows it down very wisely.
There's the pace I'm talking about. She ran away from Courtney Paris like she was standing still. Courtney thought she was going to come from behind to get the steal. Not a chance against little Riley.
Shantae left side on the wing, out to Chisholm. Chisholm has it. Passes to Riley. 10 on the shot clock. Cowgirls slow it down with 17:08 to play. Riley fires up three-pointer. Got it. That's a big basket to get the crowd involved.
Gets the crowd involved. Gets the Cowgirls within a point. And, boy, good effort right now for this Cowgirl team as they have matched the intensity of Oklahoma.
6-5. Sooners lead by a point. Rush with the ball, curling into the lane. Turns, goes up over Sadiq, shoots and scores. They're just so good on the offensive end.
Well, she's got the ability, Kevin, that drop step. Once she gets you turned, she can put a drop step on you and get around you. And once she gets around the rim, nice little touch, lays it in off the little underhanded flip.
Riley down over center court. Sets it up top of the circle for Oklahoma State. 8-5. Sooners leading by by 3 here in Stillwater. First round of Bedlam for the 06-07 season. Shawntae Smith on the dribble. Bounce pass into the corner. Riley open again, three-pointer. This time no good off the back of the iron. Chisholm with the offensive board.
Cowgirls out-rebounding Oklahoma right now, 3-2.
Riley over to Hardiman, back to Riley. Kurt Butke holding up the signals, telling them to move it around in motion. Chisholm has it left side, comes through the lane, curls through, goes up, tough shot, too strong, no good. Courtney Paris the rebound.
Again, right now they're expecting a little bit too much defense from Oklahoma.
Long pass down floor, rush with the basketball. We have a whistle, and it'll be a traveling call against the Sooners. And Maria Cordero will check in for Dominique Chisholm with 16 minutes to go in the first half.
When you put the ball on the floor in the paint, Kevin, you expect Courtney to step out and just knock you down. And Dominique, you saw her expecting the contact, didn't get it, and then it altered her shot. Just got to go up strong with confidence and expect to put it in normally, and then if she hits you, accept the foul.
15:56 and the clock runs now. Cowgirls could tie it with a 3. The Sooners have led with the exception of a 2-2 tie in the opening minute of the ball game. Hardiman into the ball game for the first time tonight. Over to Shawntae Smith, right side, back to Riley. She pump fakes from 3, dribbles into the lane. Nice little move. Tough shot. Just couldn't get the shooter's roll, and Courtney Paris has the rebound.
Well, I'm telling you right now, Kendra Morris, even as quick as she is, she does not have the speed of Andrea Riley. Riley, if she's even, she's definitely leaving tonight, no doubt about it.
Kendra Moore to the ball game for the first time. Paris kicks the ball out front to Higgins. Higgins over to the right side. Kendra Moore, three-pointer, got it.
That's the one thing they do. You start concentrating in the low post area, they'll kick it out. You've got to respect that. The other thing, too, Kevin, talking about respect, Leah Rush is right on top of Taylor Hardiman. She is not going to let her get open for the 3. They obviously saw the tape at Iowa State.
Yeah, Hardiman just an outstanding ball game. Our player of the game in Iowa the other night. Cowgirls winning on the road for the first time in 3 years. Riley pass to Sadiq. Sadiq misses from right underneath the basket. The Sooners have the rebound.
Well, Ashley Paris that time, the twin to Courtney, got a hand on it and kind of helped that one over the backboard.
Moore backs up on the dribble. 14:51 to play in the first half. 11-5, Sooners by 6. Ashley Paris, pump fakes, turns around, now shoots from 10, no good. And he goes out of bounds, last touch by Oklahoma State. So it'll be the Sooners ball when we come back with 14:42 to play.
Cowgirls said they don't mind running in this ball game, but I'm not so sure they might not want to try to slow it back down and try to get Oklahoma in more of a half-court offense, and then the Cowgirls could settle down and run the same half-court offense for themselves on the other end.
Sooners back to a 6-point lead. They have the ball when we return. Cowgirl basketball from Host Communications continues in a moment.
Real man of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Basketball Court Sweat Wiper-Upper. You'll do anything for courtside seats, even if it means mopping another man's sweat off the floor.
Smelly man sweat.
While they soak up the glory, you soak up pretty much everything else.
Oh!
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, oh Prince of Perspiration.
Mr. Basketball Court Sweat.
Bud Light beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Meet Bill, a big OSU fan.
Orange Power!
And Jim, a big OU fan.
Sooner Spirit!
Who's a bigger fan?
Yeah!
Both wearing team jerseys, team hats, team pants, either carrying a team check card. Oh, too bad. That'd have been the clincher. Be a bigger fan. Carry an OU or OSU check card from BOK. Get yours today when you sign up for free checking. Bank of Oklahoma, our state's most convenient bank. Member FDIC.
Well, the Cowgirls getting a little bit of everything we knew coming in, and it starts with the shooting. They came into the ball game. The Sooners did 50% from the field, blowing that out of the water in the first 6 minutes.
Yeah, shooting 4 out of 5 from the field at 80%. The Cowgirls have actually attempted 4 more shots, but they're only shooting 22%, have only connected on 1. The Cowgirls are 1 out of 2 from beyond the arc, and Oklahoma is 1 of 1 from the arc. Turnovers, though, 4 committed against Oklahoma. Cowgirls have only committed 2. The Cowgirls have actually scored 5. All 5 of their points have come from turnovers against Oklahoma. So not a bad defensive effort, but again, I think the Cowgirls need to slow it down a little bit, see if they can't make Oklahoma work harder in the half court.
Christian Hood into the lineup for the first time, a little bit taller lineup. And how about this, Danielle Green back in now with 2 fouls.
Yeah, got to be very careful. Got to play smart. Coach talked about the fact that Oklahoma's smart. They will go at Danielle, and she's got to be careful not to pick up her 3rd.
Sooners will inbound, and it's tipped and stolen away by Riley. This could be big. Riley down 4 with the basketball. I say big because you're down down 6, and you don't want to let it get too big on the Oklahoma Sooners. I don't care where you're playing the game at. Riley has it, sets up the offense. Kurt Buttke up off the Cowgirl bench shouting instructions to his ball club. Riley curls around on the right corner, backs up with it. A dozen on the shot clock. She nearly carried the basketball. In fact, she might have got away with one there. 7 on the shot clock. Riley backs up behind Cordero, drops into the lane, goes up for a shot, no good, and we have a whistle. And a foul is going to be called against the Sooners with 14:15 remaining.
She's the queen of improv right there, Kevin. Nothing happening on the offensive end. Cowgirls slow it down. Shot clock gets to 4. She says, hey, something's got to happen. I got to go tell a joke. Where's the punchline? And the punchline came from Kendra Moore, who picked up the first team foul, her first personal of the ballgame, and will send Andrea Riley to the free throw line.
So Riley to the free throw line, a 78% free throw shooter on the season, trying to rebound from really a bad game, quite frankly, against Iowa State.
Yeah, didn't play nearly as well. Just, and she kind of struggled against Kansas as well. But, again, when you can do that and still win, hopefully that you've learned something. And one thing we do know, we do need some free throws. Can't afford to miss those.
Well, she misses the first one here with 14:15 remaining. First trip by the Cowgirls to the free throw line. 6 minutes into the ball game. Riley's second free shot is on the way. This one is good, and that pulls Oklahoma State back to within 5.
Cowgirls, again, you talked about it. Just can't afford to let Oklahoma go on these little mini runs and keep opening it up by 5 more points each time.
Chelsea Welch to Ashley Parrish. Back to Moore. She shoots from 10, no good. Ashley Parrish with the rebound, the putback. Shot good, and that makes it a 13-6 ball game. Here comes Oklahoma State.
Courtney with the offensive rebound, misses a shot badly. Ashley on the other side, and that's what they do. They play a little volleyball until they finally get it through.
I was going to say they look so much alike, I didn't think that would make sense. They are twins, aren't they? Still by the Sooners. Here they come. Welch down floor with it. Slows it up with 13:38 remaining. Sooners threatening to distance themselves early here at Gallagher-Iba Arena against Oklahoma State. Reaching in front of a pass intended for Courtney Paris is Maria Cordero, and knocking it out of bounds.
A minute ago, I said Oklahoma led in the rebounding. Oklahoma State 3-2, but it's actually 8-2 now, and that's where they can hurt you. Not that they get you on the first shot. It's that they get the offensive rebound, and they continue to do so until they score.
Amanda Rush back into the lineup along with Leah Rush back in for Oklahoma. Inbounds pass comes in. Rush has it top of the key. Passes back to Kendra Moore. Moore around to the left side. Thompson pass underneath to Ashley Parrish. Parrish, tough split of the Cowgirl defense. Lays it up and in.
Maria Cordero on one side. Christian Hood on the other. She pump fakes. Both of them come off her feet. And then she puts up a tough, strong shot. And she's got 6 on the night.
Cowgirls need something to happen from outside because the inside game non-existent right now. Here's Hardiman. Three-pointer. Up and got it.
That will do it. That's what you're looking for. Just a little pump fake left. Come back right wing. Hardiman opening up to pull the trigger.
12:57 remaining. Down by 6. Underneath, not for long. It's 8. Courtney Paris down on the block.
That time, Maria Cordero tried to jump over the top of the post, missed the pass, and then there's nobody behind her. Once you miss that pass, it's an easy path all the way to the goal. And interestingly enough, both teams shifted to a zone.
Ashley Parrish with that last basket. And in place of Courtney right now. Hardiman pump fakes from 3. Comes out to Cordero. Cordero back to Andrea Riley. Riley with 8 on the shot clock. Puts up a three-pointer. It's good. Cowgirls staying alive with 3-point baskets early.
Absolutely. 3 out of 4 from beyond the arc, Kevin, and the Cowgirls are back within 5.
-5, down 5 with 12:19 to go. And we have a whistle away from the ball. Something has been thrown onto the floor. One of the plastic orange basketballs that they throw and promoting here. And they will get that off the floor and give the Cowgirls a chance for a substitution. Shantae Smith and Rashidat Sadiq back into the lineup.
I'm not so sure Coach Littell didn't kick that ball out there so he can get a substitution on the defensive end.
Not a bad idea. Put a couple of these balls under our chair here. We'll use them if necessary. 12:14 to go. Inbounds to Rush. Rush gets the ball to Thompson. She curls around, kicks the ball into the corner, and offensive foul. Kurt Buttke had been telling the official that moving was happening on that near side. That time they got busted for it.
Well, Kevin, what happened right there, Thompson had the ball, Leah Rush actually had the ball, was trying to drive, and coming off of that pick by Thompson. Thompson really collided with Shantae, went to the floor, and the Cowgirls get it back. Can cut this thing back to 1 possession.
Boy, how about that? Down 17-12 with 12:04 to play. Every possession big against the against the Sooners. Crowd chanting orange power, making some noise. Sadiq with the basketball, left side, back out front to Hardiman. Hardiman on the dribble. Bounce pass, bad one. Stolen away by Oklahoma. Amanda Thompson with the steal. She's coming down floor, brings it to the near side, curls into the lane. Triple teamed, has to kick it back out front to Moore to set up the offense. Now Thompson right side. Has it on the wing again. 17 on the shot clock to Leah Rush. Rush, nice fade away from the high post, and it's nothing but net.
Leah Rush, a big kid, Kevin, 6'1", plays bigger than that. She's so lanky, and when she gets the ball, she backs away. Even with Rashi flying at her, she had that ball held so high, such good form, not a problem shooting over the defense.
Riley sets up the offense, guarded in a man-to-man by Kendra Moore, as the Sooners now shifted their defense back. 11-14 to play. And now looks like they're going to stay in a matchup. Out front with the ball is Shantae Smith around to the far side. Riley has it with 5 on the shot clock, and she's fouled coming up the left baseline. And Rita Colo will get ready to check in for Kurt Bucky's ball club.
Yeah, got another media timeout on the floor. Cowgirls within 7, hanging in there, Kevin, and that's what they want to do. Just like they did against Iowa State, you want to stay within striking distance. They've been able to do that, and when they're struggling on the offensive end, Andrea Riley will dribble and dribble and dribble, and if there's not an outlet or a shot to be had, she will just put it on the floor, and she's drawn yet another foul, and this one against Kendra Moore. That's her second.
Cowgirls will have it when we come back. 11:06 remaining first half with our score, Oklahoma 19, Oklahoma State 12. You are listening to Oklahoma State Cowgirl Basketball.
I'd like to encourage you to make a special New Year's resolution. Yes, like listening to her more, helping her out with the kids more. Take her out for dinner to her favorite restaurant. Tell her how beautiful she is more often, and tell her how much you need and love her. And when you really want to surprise her, come to Leonard Jewelry. We're here to help you with New Year's love resolutions. Leonard Jewelry, 708 South Main Street in downtown Stillwater.
Craig Stone recently discovered a tiger drug spelled backwards is Good Regit. Now, this may not seem important to you, but a tiger drug, it's like a whole new beginning. So bring your next prescription to Good Regit, 9th and Walnut, Stillwater. Craig Stone has become an underground rap star on the local music scene. Be sure and ask for Tone Deaf Imodium AD when you get your next prescription filled at Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut, Stillwater.
Thanks for listening to Cowboy Country, right here at 105.5 FM.
Well, it looks like after going down by as many as 9 points at the 13-13 mark, the Cowgirls have kind of settled down, got into a little bit more rhythm, shown a little more patience, and attacked on the offensive end a little more.
Well, and you know, Kevin, 80% to 22% shooting going into the last time out. When those two numbers come together, so does the score. Right now, Oklahoma 73%, Cowgirls 36%, and so about a 20% coming closer together. That's what starts to happen. The score will start to come together. But the thing the Cowgirls have got to do is they have got to get on the glass better. 8 rebounds by Oklahoma. Oklahoma State just 2.
Andrea Riley, the leading scorer in the ballgame, with 7. Courtney Parris with 6. Inbounds to Sadiq, over to Colo. She pulls up, 12-footer, misses it. Long rebound out front to Sadiq.
There's 2 offensive rebounds right there, interestingly enough, too. Jenna Plumley in there, the freshman out of Red Rock.
Sadiq to Riley. Riley through the lane. Dishes down. Chisholm never saw it coming, but Sadiq saves the moment. Then we got an offensive foul. Sadiq put an elbow into the arm of one of the Oklahoma Sooners, and she did hit her, but her feet moving. I think the hit was not what it looked like. I think you got to call that a blocking foul on Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah, she was getting up underneath her. Rashi was turning in the same time, and yeah, I think that could have easily gone either way. You hope you get that at home. Again, Jenna Plumley, the 5'4" freshman out of Red Rock, Kevin, in this lineup, and boy, people around here know about Jenna Plumley.
Amanda Thompson, left high post, pulls up, shoots, and scores.
They better get to know about Amanda Thompson. Nice shot from the left elbow. Just an easy little shot. Well, that's the thing they can do, Kevin. 8 to 12 feet. They've got those mid-range jumpers down.
9-point lead as we come down to the midway point. Chisholm with an answer for 2 from 6 feet out on the right side to keep Oklahoma State within reach. And the Sooners turn it over. Pass intended. I think it was intended for Welch. It bopped over into the hands of Courtney Parris and out of bounds.
Yeah, Welch got a hand on it, knocked it right into Parris. Boy, Parris gets a hand on it. Usually doesn't go out anywhere. But she, that time, could not hang on to it, knocked it out of bounds. That is the 7th turnover by Oklahoma.
10:02 to play. Riley down around to the right side, trying to come up the right baseline. She's fouled. That foul is going to go on Jenna Plumley, the freshman from Red Rock, with 10:02 remaining.
Well, and there you see again what happens. That's the 3rd foul that Riley's been able to draw just by dribbling the ball. And that one called, as you mentioned, on Jenna Plumley.
10:02 to play. Cowgirls will inbound on their end of the floor. Sadiq sets to bring it in for Oklahoma State. Long inbound to Chisholm. Chisholm puts it on the floor, squares up, 10-footer. Was hit. No call made, and the Cowgirls come out with the basketball. Shantae Smith.
Cowgirls wanted it more right there. Nice job, and boy, excellent effort for coming up with it after getting fouled and no call made.
Cowgirls maintaining their composure, and a whistle and a foul is going to be called. I think that was a makeup. I don't think there was hardly any contact there, but we'll take it anyway. We can get it with 9:47 to play.
That's going to go on Leah Rush, Kevin, and that'll be the 5th team foul. Now fouls more than evening up. 5 on Oklahoma, 3 on the Cowgirls.
So the Cowgirls will inbound the basketball. Rita Colo set to do the honors. Gets it into Sadiq, and we will have a whistle and a foul on Oklahoma State. We're going the other way. Shantae Smith called for the personal.
Well, obviously a little bit too much officials right now, getting too much play time on the old boob tube.
Plumlee over to Thompson. Thompson keeping it on the top of the key. Comes around to the near side. Lob to Courtney underneath. Courtney with a shot up and good off the glass.
You get her the ball that far inside, it's almost impossible to stop her.
Riley going one-on-one, runs into Plumlee, backs up, brings it over to Chisholm. Chisholm against the zone defense. Passes left side. Now to Colo. She's open from 3. Somebody tipped the basketball. She got unopened quick, and it comes down to Oklahoma. Then knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Oklahoma Sooners.
Well, that was a real block there. Colo just let him come up too late and swatted it out of the off of her hands. But then, what a job by Dominique Chisholm fighting Paris underneath. They knock it out of bounds and get it back to Oklahoma State.
Cowgirls hanging around with number 6 Oklahoma, number 6 team in the land, 23-14. 9:18 left to go in the first half. Riley will inbound the ball for Oklahoma State. Takes her time, gets it into the corner to Sadiq. Sadiq turns and has the ball knocked out of bounds, and we'll have a whistle and a foul call. Now the officials are starting, I think, to watch it a little bit more closer. That one's going to go on Plumlee as she reached in and tried to knock the ball down.
Kevin, I don't want to sound like a guy who's not content with that, but the thing that I think most people get upset with is when you see Courtney Paris do that, bump Andrea Riley, bump the point, coming off the defensive slide. There's still no call there, but they'll call what really is an insignificant foul on Jenna Plumlee.
Hey, I think you make a very, very, very valid point. Hardiman, Danielle Green check into the lineup along with Cordero. Green comes down, squares up, about a 4-footer, missed it. Battle for the rebound. It's loose on the floor, still loose on the floor. Diving forward, and the Sooners come down with it, Jenna Plumlee. Plumlee over center court. Passes far side over to Welch. Welch will keep it. Reverse pass comes to Thompson. She's open on the wing, dribbles into the lane, goes up for a shot, might have walked with it. Rattles in and out, no good. Gets her own rebound, takes it back up, scores, and she is fouled.
What you can't do, Kevin, you cannot allow them to first. You have the rebound, and that's the first one on Danielle Green. That's why you hear the old man from Kevin in the background. But you can't allow them to have that opportunity and then to get the putback and then commit the foul. You look up down by 11. Cowgirls definitely need to get something going out of this timeout.
8:48 left to play. A timeout called here by Kurt Buckey. We'll keep it right with it and let you update other scores, including a non-conference show match.
Absolutely. Texas Tech at home tonight taking on Missouri. 11:59 to go in the first half. They are hammering Missouri 18-4. Sacramento State is headed to Lawrence, Kansas. They are tied 13-13, 11:21 to go in that one in the first half. And Kansas State and Nebraska, again, inconsistency in the Big 12 North, with the exception of maybe Nebraska. Right now, the Cornhuskers up 23-12 over Deb Patterson's Kansas State squad. 9:40 to go in the first half of that one.
Going into Big 12 play, Nebraska was my pick to finish number 2 in the conference. Might tweak that around just a little bit after watching Gary Blair's Aggies beat Baylor the other night down in College Station, Texas. Atun Roche back into the lineup makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Aquanisha Franklin and everybody else on that floor plays so much better for Gary Blair. So that's a big return having Atun Roche back.
Free shot is up and good by Thompson. That makes it 26-14. The 12-point lead now, the biggest for Oklahoma in the ball game. Still a long way to go. Riley down over center court. Sadiq will get it down, a little bit of more pressure, and Shantae Smith has trouble handling the pressure, and finally she's going to be fouled. That foul will come with 8:35 to play.
Well, that will send the Cowgirls to the free throw line in the 1-and-1 here the rest of the way. And got to go start knocking some of those down and get some easy baskets.
4 of the Sooners' 7 fouls now coming with freshmen. That's Plumlee with a couple and Thompson with a couple. Both freshmen on the floor with the big lead. Smith going to the free throw line.
Yeah, and Coach Cole doesn't mind that. A couple of youngsters in full court pressure. That's what they're looking for.
Can't hit a free throw right now. Front end of the 1-and-1. No good by Smith, but the rebound Cordero out to the Cowgirls, Rashidat Sadiq, and she knocks one down from just inside the three-point line.
Tough job of getting the offensive rebound off the missed free throw. Throw it out to Rashi. Rashi just pulled up, said, hey, I'm just taking it.
Take two instead of one any day. 8:16 to go. It's back to a 10-point lead for the Sooners. Plumlee inside, pass intended for Paris is knocked down and picked up by Cordero.
Nice job getting a hand in front of her, but not coming over the top so that she can just squeeze you out of there.
Riley down, has it, top of the circle. Goes to Cordero. They leave her open from three. Just missed it short. Rebound taken by the Sooners.
That's not a bad effort by Cordero. She's really not a bad three-point shooter. That one maybe a little quick, but still not a bad shot selection.
Plumlee out front. Amanda Thompson now. A couple of freshmen in the lineup. Back to Welch. Out front. Welch has it. Dribbles in. Spins to the lane. Dishes down. Ashley Paris very nicely put up and in.
Cowgirls left her there. They went to help the ball dribble drive, and you can't do that. You cannot have dribble drive responsibility if you're also playing Courtney, because she will just leave you. They'll dump it to her and make that way too easy.
Sadiq over to Shantae Smith. Back out to Hardiman. You can use a three right now. Bounce pass back to Smith. Shantae struggling a little bit with a couple of turnovers here in the first half. Cordero turns, shoots, misses from 6, and the rebound is taken by Ashley Paris.
Well, Cordero right now is looking slow.
Long pass down floor. Sooners almost lose it. They kick it out to Plumlee. She shoots from 3, no good. Rebound is out of bounds. Going to be last touch by the Sooners. And did we get it over the back foul? No. It'll just be out of bounds on the Sooners. And the Cowgirls will have the ball, and we come back with 7:03 to play. Our score as we go to break, Oklahoma leading Oklahoma State 28-16. Cowgirl basketball from Host Communications continues in a moment.
It's time to get a great start to the new year, and there's no better place to do it than at your Oklahoma Ford dealer. We feature some of the most exciting new vehicles on the road today. We're proud to introduce the all-new Ford Edge crossover. Bold new styling, best-in-class horsepower, an MP3 input jack, and an available class-exclusive Vista roof that offers spectacular panoramic views. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today and test drive the new 2007 Expedition and Expedition EL Extended Length. Both feature an exclusive powerful third-row seat that folds flat into the floor at the touch of a button. And the Expedition EL offers twice as much cargo space beyond the third row. Buying a new Ford is exciting, and your Oklahoma Ford dealer can help make it easy and affordable. We feature attractive low financing and cash rebate offers on many of our best-selling vehicles. So visit your Oklahoma Ford dealer today, and you'll see why.
Ford is the best in Oklahoma.
Ford, bold moves.
A reminder, tonight's Bedlam matchup being brought to you by the Bank of Oklahoma, and that reminds us, coming up during our halftime report, we will visit with a member of the Bank of Oklahoma. That's Mr. Bill Zucker, Vice President. Looking forward to visiting with him about corporate services and what's going on with BOK. But BOK and the Oklahoma Ford dealers, also always a great supporter of Bedlam in all the different sports, softball, men's and women's basketball, football, baseball. It's been a great marriage over the last decade.
Well, you know, they've got to be happy to see this kind of a crowd. I mean, when you sponsor something like this, you want to get some exposure and you want to see some people in the stands, and that's exactly what they've got here tonight. A good crowd here. We see good crowds down in Norman as of late. The old record, 63-18, belonged to Oklahoma State years ago in Old Gallagher, Iowa. They packed it, and then since then, Oklahoma now has gone on to get 10, 11, 12,000. But it's good to see this kind of number of fans here in Gallagher Iowa Arena, and that's good to see the corporate sponsors come alongside.
Look forward to visiting with Bill Zucker coming up at the half. Here come the Cowgirls now, down 28-16 at home. About three-quarter court pressure by the Sooner defense. Resulted in a turnover last time the Cowgirls faced that pressure. Riley over to Shantae Smith. Smith back to Riley. Cowgirls have slowed it down a little bit against the zone defense. Shantae back to Riley, top of the circle. Now she'll dribble with 8 on the shot clock over to Hardiman. Reverse back to Shantae. She's going to come up the left baseline with it. Goes up for about an 8-footer. Too strong, and the rebound comes down to Ashley Paris. Sooners on the move with it. Brittany Brown down over center court. Runs into her player, Ashley Paris, but didn't even affect her. Jenna Plumlee over to the left side. Cowgirls also in that zone defense. A 1-3-1 right now with 6:18 to play, down 28-16. Into the corner, Sooners. They've attempted only 2 3-pointers all night long until now. Here comes another one. It's no good. And the rebound, long rebound out to Ashley Paris.
15-6, rather, rebounding edge right now.
Ashley dribbles underneath the goal, kicks it into the corner to Plumlee. Plumlee with a head fake, then has the ball stripped away by Andrea Riley. Riley 2-on-1 comes down the lay-in. No good. Then comes around and steals the rebound from the hands of Chelsea Wells.
Boy, she's got to be a little bit under control, though, Kevin, when she comes down on the left side. Used her right hand. Got to use that left hand and try to draw a little bit of contact.
Cowgirls have missed a lot of shots right underneath the basket. That's kind of been a little bit of a problem at times this year. Right now they trail 12. They can ill afford to miss any open shots. Shante with the ball over to Hardiman, and Taylor now will take it right at Welch with 7 on the shot clock. Bounce pass to Cordero. She spins left, turns up, shoots, and scores.
Well, that's what has been missing from Cordero's game. Turnaround jumper, playing with her back to the basket.
28-18. Cowgirls back to within 10. Trying to keep it close down the stretch. 5:15 to play. Sadiq gets physical and comes up with a steal. 2-on-2. Smith through the lane. Jump stop. Shot up. Good. And score the basket with a foul to follow.
Nice job right there, Shante Smith. Jump step in the lane, can cut it back to 7, Kevin. And she had really kind of a 2-on-2, 1-on-2 look. And I thought, don't get called for the offensive foul. But she made herself small, turned her body sideways, got between the 2 defenders, jump step in there, gets position, and she draws the foul.
Cowgirls just 1 for 3 from the free throw line. This is a big one. The foul on Leah Rush, her second. 18 fouls on the Sooners will put Shante at the free throw line for the opportunity for the 3-point play. Shot is up, rattles off, no good. Rebound is knocked out of bounds by Rashidat Sadiq. I thought she was going to turn around just in time to save it.
I'm telling you, Rashi's bringing an effort tonight, Kevin, we have not seen before. And keep in mind, she played for UConn. She's played Tennessee. She's played in some big games. And obviously, she's bringing her A game tonight.
She's been in an arena full of orange. It was just in Knoxville. Brown with a 3-point attempt up, no good. Ashley Paris the rebound. Back out front, Leah Rush, wide open 3-pointer, and she hit it.
Well, that's what they do. We talk about it all the time. But still, you've gone on enough of a run. You're still in this thing. You just got to go counter.
4:42 to play. Cowgirls trail 31-20. Pretty good effort on both ends of the floor right now, trying to stay close with number 6 in America. Riley with the basketball out front to Sadiq. Around to the left side, Shante Smith. The sophomore passes out to Riley. The Cowgirls taking their time. I've noticed out of the last time out, slowing the shot clock down to about 3 or 4 seconds before they shoot it. Here's Riley with a tough shot on a spin move inside. No good. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Oklahoma State. And Kurt Butke shakes his head. I'm not sure he's real pleased with Riley's move there.
Well, I think she should have found one more dish before she tried that. She turns, picked up her dribble, had nowhere to go with the basketball and no choice but to throw it up.
So Brittany Brown sets up the Sooners with 4:09 to play. Big part of the ball game here. Both Paris sisters into the ball game. Ashley, long range shot up, no good. Brittany Brown with the rebound. Brown has it top of the key. Bounce pass underneath. Courtney turns, shoots, misses. Rebound, Rashidat Sadiq as the rebounding. The Cowgirls try to narrow the rebounding, but that's only their 7th of the ball game. Over to Shante through the lane. Nice move up, shot, no good, but a foul on the play. And Shante beginning to come alive now with a little more dribble penetration, taking it at the Sooner defense.
Well, hey, this is Oklahoma. They are in there, her backyard. When she grew up, Shante from Oklahoma City, Putnam City North, so she definitely wants to bring her A game. And talking about A games, how about Courtney and Ashley Paris? Right now, Courtney with 8 points, Ashley with 6, but Ashley has 6 rebounds. Courtney has 4. They talk about Courtney all the time, but you cannot forget about the smaller, younger sister, even though they're twins.
Cowgirls will have the basketball when we come back. 3:48 left to go first half. Oklahoma 31, Oklahoma State 20. You're listening to Oklahoma State Cowgirl Basketball.
This is Debbie, owner of Charlie's Discount Drug. After years of recommending Calored to my customers, there's hardly a week that goes by when someone doesn't tell me their amazing Calored success story. Losing weight and keeping it off is one of the biggest challenges many of us will face in life. Calored is an invaluable tool in that battle. It's safe for use with most medications, and it's so easy to use. Visit Charlie's Discount Drug at 8th and Walnut and find out more about Calored today. Charlie's Discount Drug, where we know our customers by name.
Chicken is not just for dinner anymore. At Chick-fil-A, try the new chicken on a biscuit, or chicken breakfast burrito, or chicken bagel sandwich, or the new cinnamon cluster. That doesn't have chicken, though. Just read what it says. All right, at 600 North Perkins Road, you can try one of the 3 custom roasted premium coffee blends. So try Chick-fil-A for breakfast or dinner. They're here to serve you. Chick-fil-A didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. Eat more chicken.
Thanks for listening to 105.5 FM, Cowboy Country.
Well, you know, since the last break, the Cowgirl field goal shooting has not improved dramatically, but the Sooners have really come down. At one break, they were at 80%. They're down inside 60% finally.
Yeah, 21% less. Cowgirls shooting 11% more. That's about 33% difference. And, again, that's one of the reasons the Cowgirls starting to hang around in this one. But rebounding is just overwhelmingly being dominated by Oklahoma. 20-7 at this point, but fortunately Oklahoma has turned the basketball over 12 times. The Cowgirls only 6.
Yeah, that's really helped out to keep this thing a little closer than it otherwise would be. Smith's first free throw is up and no good, and the Cowgirls are a horrid 1 of 5 from the free throw line.
Yeah, hit a couple of those. You've got it in single digits, and we saw that happen to Iowa State. They were 4 of 10 in that ball game and lost by 1.
Second free throw is on the way. This one is good. Pulls it back to within 10. And you have to think Sherry Cole on her end of the floor, a little bit curious at this score with 3:48 to go. Probably the closest the Cowgirls have been in the rivalry in the last few years at this point in the game.
Not scared, not nervous, but a little bit worried to some degree, and that's a good place to have her.
Natasha Doe has checked into the lineup for the first time. Brittany Brown with the basketball. Left side comes out to Ashley Paris. Paris will keep it on the floor. Has the ball knocked down by Cordero, but she saves it. And Chisholm steals a pass intended for one of the Paris sisters, but then stolen right back by Brown. Brown underneath. Paris to Paris. Back out. Right side. Higgins, three-pointer on the way. Rattles off. No good. Courtney Paris with the rebound. And then we've got a whistle and a foul going to be called, or a traveling call going to be called against the Oklahoma Sooners. There was a little hook there by Courtney Paris. I thought they might have finally got her on one, but we'll take the travel and take the possession.
Well, I tell you what, they let it get physical with Courtney Paris inside. There's no doubt about it. Cowgirls showed the Dominic Chisholm showed her athleticism, jumping sky high over Courtney and able to knock that ball out, but could not hang on. It turned into a melee. And interestingly enough, Kevin, Natasha Doe checking in for the Cowgirls here.
Yeah, Doe in for the first time today, and she brings a lot of physicalness to the Cowgirls, especially on the defensive end. Colo with the basketball, back over to Doe. Doe into the corner, Chisholm. 8 on the shot clock. Chisholm bounce pass to Cordero. She works away, spins, goes up for the shot, off the glass, just missed it, and the rebound is tipped and taken away by the Oklahoma Sooners, Courtney Paris.
Boy, she gets her hands on it. She's so strong, you have no hope.
She is physical. Brown out front, rush. Cowgirls holding on to hope, down by 10, 31-21. Paris left wide open, puts up a shot and missed it. Chisholm tipped the rebound to Natasha Doe. Rebounding now 22-8 in favor of the Sooners, 31-21 on the scoreboard. Sooners waiting around on Oklahoma State. Cowgirls having a tough time executing, though, and getting something to go in the hole. Colo with the basketball. Over to Doe. Left side goes to Riley. Riley will keep it on the dribble. Comes up the left baseline. Takes a shot up. Too strong. Battles off. Rattles off. No good. And Courtney Paris with the rebound.
Cowgirls have got to start to try to work on that double-digit lead right now.
Courtney Paris 6'4" and plays so much bigger than that. We're going to have a foul at the other end. That foul will go against Oklahoma State. Maria Cordero whistled for the violation. That will be her first of the ball game. And now 16 fouls on the Cowgirls with 2 minutes to play in the half. At the free throw line, the Sooners for just the, about the third time today. They're 3 for 3 from the free throw line. And 80%, make that 60% free throw shooting team. Free shot is up by Brittany Brown. It is good. Sadiq will check back into the lineup. Cordero comes out. And right now you're seeing the Sooners definitely a more physical, more athletic ball club. And that's no big shocker here this evening. But the Cowgirls trying to pull up their will and stay in the hunt, and they are. Second free throw is also good, and the Cowgirls now will come down on the inbound.
Well, I think you're also seeing a much more experienced team, Kevin. Kids that have played together for quite a while now.
Colo to Riley. 6 seniors, great seniors on this team. Riley curls around, passes back to Colo. Colo on the dribble, back to Riley. 14 on the shot clock. Back to Colo through the lane. She'll pull up three-pointer air ball. I don't know if someone tipped it or what, but it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Oklahoma State, and the Sooners will have it with 1:40 to go. And Hardiman checks in as well as Smith.
Colo is a 36% three-point shooter, Kevin, but she just has been struggling with her confidence as of late.
33-21, Sooners by 12. 1:40 left to play in the first half. Senior out of Norman, Oklahoma, Brittany Brown pushes the ball down floor. Brittany, a player that once had looked at coming to Oklahoma State. Courtney Paris back to Brittany Brown. Feed off to Ashley Paris. Paris turns, spins, passes it back to Higgins. Higgins over to the right side. Leah Rush. Rush to Paris underneath. Now Ashley trying to get it to Courtney. One pass too many, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Oklahoma.
That's excellent help side defense. They shrunk down the lane, Kevin. They really collapsed inside, and when she starts trying that little wraparound pass, there's too many bodies, too many white jerseys there, and the Cowgirls get a hand on it.
Cowgirls with a chance to get it back to 10 or could go as low as 9, single digits with a three-pointer here. Riley down floor. The Cowgirls are 3 out of 7 from beyond the arc in the ball game. Hardiman to Chisholm. Chisholm out front with it. We go inside, 1 minute to play. Riley pump fakes from 3, dribbles into the lane, runs right into a defender. Rush knocks her to the floor. But loose ball picked up by Brown. Down floor she comes. She shoots, scores, and she is fouled.
Well, instead of working on a 10-point deficit, Kevin, then you start working in. No, they're going to call that an offensive
Wow,
foul.
how about that? They did call that against the Oklahoma Sooners, and it's going to be the second of the ball game on Brittany Brown. Crowd likes that. Crowd sarcastically talking to Sherry Cole as she steps up in front of the Oklahoma bench. She's sarcastically talking to the official. And another foul. This one's going to go against Courtney Paris with 42 seconds remaining.
And that's the one that's missing. That's the one that has been there all night. They allow her to do that most of the night. And you said a minute ago, we were talking about it during the break, why not continue to do that until they call you for it? And finally, they have called her for it. But that's not something you see on Paris very often.
So the Cowgirls will go to the free throw line, but I'm not sure that may not be the best defense for Oklahoma because the Cowgirls have hardly been able to hit one tonight. Riley trying to change that, though, with 42 seconds remaining. Here comes the first of 2. Got it. Boy, what a difference a crowd like this can make for you. I mean, students section packed on both end zones. Second level pretty much full all the way around, and we've got a nice group of fans up in the third level on both sides of the floor.
If the Cowgirls can cut it to one possession, Kevin, we will hear a Gallagher that we have not heard in a long time.
Riley's free shot is on the way. It's up and good, and it is 33-23 with 41 seconds to go. Got to finish strong this final minute now. Don't give up the cheap 3. Rush with the ball. Bounce pass to Paris. She'll put it on the floor. Backs into her defender. Kicks it back out to Higgins. 29 seconds to go. Higgins with the ball. Cowgirls defense has them flustered for the moment. Paris now back out front to Brown to reset with 9 on the shot clock. Here comes Brittany Brown. 7 seconds to shoot. Off a nice screen. Might have walked with it. Passes to Courtney. Back out to Brown. She'll shoot from 3 and got it.
Well, that's who they're going to sag off of, Kevin. That's what they told the team to do. If she's going to hit them, there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
7 seconds to go. Match it maybe and get it back down to 10. And Riley falls to the floor on the dribble. Passes it to Chisholm at the buzzer. It's good if it goes. And it does. A 2-pointer at the buzzer by Dominique Chisholm. Gives you a little bit of emphasis heading to the locker room as the Cowgirls try to hang around with the number 6 team in America. The Oklahoma Sooners leading it 36-25. That kind of puts a little excitement back in the team heading to the locker room that Brittany Brown had just taken away with that 3-point basket.
Yeah, they get that 3-pointer, Kevin. You answer it with at least a 2, so that's -1, and you're still down 11. But, Kevin, you're holding the number 7 team in the nation, number 6 team, depending on which poll you look at, below their average offensively. And on the other side, Cowgirls not getting as many points as they would like to this point, but they still have done a pretty good job in the game. You got to be careful, though, coming out the first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half. You've got to get some momentum, got to get some things going back your way, and the Cowgirls have done what they needed to do. Stay within striking distance. Within 11, they overcame the same thing against Iowa State. Even though Iowa State is not as good as Oklahoma, at home, this crowd, who knows what can happen in the second 20.
That's why they play the game. The Cowgirls have held the Paris twins in check so far. 8 points and 7 rebounds for Courtney Paris, 6 points and 6 rebounds for Ashley Paris. Leading scorer in the ball game once again is the freshman Andrew Riley with 9 points, and she has been held without a rebound in the first half. Sooners dominating on the glass. We will talk about all the numbers in the first half when we continue from Gallagher Ibe Arena with our halftime score: Oklahoma 36 and Oklahoma State 25. Cowgirl basketball from Host Communications continues in a moment.
Good morning, Harold.
Good morning. What are you doing?
What? Look at what you're wearing. Big game tomorrow.
Yeah, but A team jersey, a ball cap, and sweatpants for a client meeting? Hey, be happy I didn't wear the face paint this week. There's a better way to show you're a fan. The OU and OSU check cards from BOK. Get yours today when you sign up for free checking. Bank of Oklahoma, our state's most convenient bank. Member FDIC.
It's time for college hoops, and FSN Southwest is your home for Big 12 men's and women's basketball. Check local listings and tune in as your favorite Big 12 teams battle it out on the hardwood. No one covers Big 12 basketball like FSN Southwest. And don't forget to tune in to Big 12 Showcase Friday evenings and Saturday mornings for highlights from all Big 12 sports and exclusive reports from the campus of your favorite schools. FSN Southwest, where Big 12 basketball fans come first.
It's time to get a great start to the new year, and there's no better place to do it than at your Oklahoma Ford dealer. We feature some of the most exciting new vehicles on the road today. We're proud to introduce the all-new Ford Edge crossover. Bold new styling, best-in-class horsepower, an MP3 input jack, and an available class-exclusive Vista roof that offers spectacular panoramic views. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today and test drive the new 2007 Expedition and Expedition EL Extended Length. Both feature an exclusive power-fold third-row seat that folds flat into the floor at the touch of a button. And the Expedition EL offers twice as much cargo space beyond the third row. Buying a new Ford is exciting, and your Oklahoma Ford dealer can help make it easy and affordable. We feature attractive low financing and cash rebate offers on many of our best-selling vehicles. So visit your Oklahoma Ford dealer today, and you'll see why.
Ford is the best in Oklahoma.
Ford, bold moves.
Well, Bedlam round one going okay so far for Kurt Bucky's upstart Oklahoma State Cowgirls. His ball club staying around. They trailed the Sooners, sixth-ranked team in America, 36-25. A two-point shot at the buzzer by Dominique Chisholm keeps Oklahoma State feeling pretty good heading to the locker room. As we will update all the first half numbers, we will also go to the Cowgirl locker room where Casey is standing by with one of the Cowgirl assistant coaches coming up in just a little bit. Well, as we've told you, tonight's ball game and all Bedlam Series ball games brought to you by Bank of Oklahoma and your Oklahoma Ford dealers. And we are proud to have along Bill Zucker, the Vice President for Bank of Oklahoma's Service Corporation. And Bill, good to see you once again. Glad to have you. Welcome to Bedlam. And as you see, this is becoming more and more of an event in Stillwater than we've seen for the last 4 or 5 years as Kurt Bucky kind of has things going in the right direction.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is the third year I've got to be the Bedlam rep, and this is fabulous this year. The crowd's bigger, and it's really exciting. The score really doesn't indicate the game. I mean, the Cowboys are playing fabulous. And I know the crowd is excellent for the weather conditions.
Yeah, you're right.
It's great.
You know, you and I now have had a chance to visit over the last 3 or 4 years at these different events, both in Stillwater and when the Cowgirls come down to Norman. And by far, I think the best following you've seen for Oklahoma State. I mean, again, I don't know if you've had a chance to visit with Kurt Bucky at all since his arrival at Oklahoma State, but what he's doing is really phenomenal. And what Sherry Cole has done down at the University of Oklahoma goes without saying, ranked 6th in the nation.
Well, you know, you just have to look at both teams' records. I mean, OU's 13-1, OSU's 14-2. That tells you both programs are doing well. I mean, OU last few years has just really been one of the premier girls basketball organizations in the nation. And, you know, OSU is coming back. They're doing a great job. And the game kind of indicates that the more level competitive field that it has.
Makes it a lot more fun,
yes,
too, no doubt. Hey, let's talk what your specialty is, and that's banking. Now, Bank of Oklahoma, you've been there for 22 years, just a tremendous organization for you to be a part of. Talk about trends, what we're seeing, banking changes over the last year since I had a chance to visit with you.
Well, as far as trends, I mean, first of all, not just us, but most banks are continuing to add locations. We just added 4 locations in the Tulsa area at the end of last year. We put 2 more branches in our Reese's grocery stores, and we have a new branch in a Buy for Less. Then we have a branch out in Owasso. So we're continuing to expand just our physical presence. We're continuing to add more locations to our trans fund. What I do is I work for our securities company, and that is an area that has really changed over the last 10 plus years. But BOSC, which is the securities arm for the bank, is the largest broker-dealer in our NASD district. fact, we will do over $1 billion worth of transactions annually. And we have brokers in most of our locations that can help individuals that have investment needs. We have institutional brokers to help companies and government entities invest their cash. So that area has really grown for our bank. And I know it's just been fun watching the bank grow these last few years.
I imagine you've seen it grow a lot in 22 years as well, Bill. Good to visit with you. Final last question I want to ask you, though, before I let you go visit with the other guys. What does it mean to Bank of Oklahoma to be a sponsor of the Bedlam Series and be involved in so many sports?
Well, you know, this is our 7th year to be involved. And I don't know, first of all, you just walk through the bank and you have orange and crimson, particularly days like today. And, you know, for our employees, it's just a little something else to talk about. And, you know, we have a lot of customers that are OU and OSU grads. I don't know, it's just a perfect fit for us. And to be involved in, you know, when OU and OSU play, regardless of what the score is, both teams have played their hardest. And we just like being a part of it. And, you know, we try to support the schools, both in the public sector and then in the upper higher ed, like OU and OSU. And I know, being a local institution, we realize that the success of the economy has to do with having a good higher ed system. And I don't know, we're just glad to be involved with it all the way around, particularly in the Bedlam.
Glad to have you involved. We'll let you go visit with some other people. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you down in Norman in February.
All right. Thanks again.
Our thanks to Bill Zucker, the, once again, Vice President for Bank of Oklahoma Services Corporation. Always great to visit with him when we have a chance to get the Cowgirls and the Sooners together. Halftime score 36-25. We'll come back with more. You're listening to Oklahoma State Cowgirl Basketball.
Cowgirl Network basketball action on KGFY 105.5 FM is brought to you by Kurt Shutters, by Wilson Chevrolet Jeep, by Tiger Drug, also by Chick-fil-A, by Leonard Jewelry in downtown Stillwater, and by Charlie's Discount Drug. Keep it here for Cowgirl basketball, home and away, network and local broadcasts throughout the 2006-2007 season on KGFY 105.5 FM Cowboy Country.
Tiger Drug's Neil Conkey and Carla Knight write self-help books. Pick from titles like 101 Uses for a Shoehorn, Is My Face Too Wide, or Everywhere I Go, I'm Always There. When you visit Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut, Stillwater. You can find many things, but you won't find cotton candy at Tiger Drug. However, Tiger Drug does have lots of cotton and candy, but please remember to drink plenty of fluids. Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut, Stillwater.
We know what you want. You want the games, and at Stillwater Radio, we've got the games. Live play-by-play coverage of all the games for Oklahoma State football, men's and women's basketball, Cowgirls soccer, Cowgirls softball, Cowboy wrestling, and Cowboy baseball. We've been bringing you all the OSU games since 1947. But you want high school games too? Well, Stillwater Radio is the home for the Stillwater High School football, basketball, wrestling, and baseball, along with Lady Pioneer basketball and softball. Stillwater Radio is also where you hear the Perkins Tryon Demons football, girls and boys basketball and baseball, as well as Guthrie High School football and area high school state playoff games. And if that's not enough, this season, the games for the New Orleans/Oklahoma City Hornets. Yes, we have a daily talk show, and it's even called The Game. And we have all the Oklahoma State coaches shows as well as Stillwater High School coaches shows. Then there's the ever-popular Game Day Live at Eskimo Joe's and all the expanded coverage around the OSU games at the Big 12 Conference and NCAA events. But we know what you want, and you want the games. And at Stillwater Radio, we've got the games. Other people just talk about them.
Whether you're a cowboy or cowgirl, thanks for listening to Cowboy Country 105.5 FM.
Cowgirls are down by 11. Let's go to Casey standing by with Miranda Cerna in the Cowgirl locker room.
Thanks, Kevin. Joining us now outside the Cowgirl locker room, Coach Miranda Cerna. And, Coach, some things, obviously, that you stand out a little bit, but the overall first half, you're within striking distance of the number 7 team in the nation. Pretty good effort by your team.
Not bad at all. If we could have finished, made 4 more free throws, blocked out a couple more times, ran the play a little bit better, and shot the ball underneath the basket, we're in this game. I mean, we're only down 11. You do a lot of those simple things, and we're tied up or we're up.
Absolutely. You look at the rebounding. Obviously, that does glare at at you, but the thing that offsets it a little bit, you force them in an awful lot of turnovers.
Yeah, that's one thing we practiced this week was just pressure defense. And I mean, for them to have 16 turnovers is big.
I would think your team was a little nervous coming out in the first half, looked a little unsettled, not exactly sure what to expect from the big kid who gets all the attention, not sure what to expect from a top 10 program. Now they've seen it. Will they come out, you think, a little more settled in the second half?
Well, that's one thing we're going to say to them now that we go into the locker rooms, to say, look, you didn't know what to expect. Now you know. 20 more minutes, give us everything you got, and we're going to win this game.
Should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it, Coach. Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, Kevin, let's go back out to you.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Miranda. We owe you a station break. Let's take it now. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification with Oklahoma State trailing by 11. This is Oklahoma State Cowgirl basketball.
Cowboy Country is 105.5 FM, KGFY, Stillwater.
Cowgirls are headed back out onto the floor. Let's get another break in. We'll come back with more. 36-25 Sooners. You're listening to Oklahoma State Cowgirl basketball with Host Communications.
It's time to get a great start to the new year, and there's no better place to do it than at your Oklahoma Ford dealer. We feature some of the most exciting new vehicles on the road today. We're proud to introduce the all-new Ford Edge crossover. Bold new styling, best-in-class horsepower, an MP3 input jack, and an available class-exclusive Vista roof that offers spectacular panoramic views. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today and test drive the new 2007 Expedition and Expedition EL Extended Length. Both feature an exclusive power-fold third-row seat that folds flat into the floor at the touch of a button. And the Expedition EL offers twice as much cargo space beyond the third row. Buying a new Ford is exciting, and your Oklahoma Ford dealer can help make it easy and affordable. We feature attractive low financing and cash rebate offers on many of our best-selling vehicles. So visit your Oklahoma Ford dealer today, and you'll see why.
Ford is the best in Oklahoma.
Ford, bold moves.
Meet Bill, a big OSU fan.
Orange power!
And Jim, a big OU fan.
Sooner spirit!
Who's a bigger fan?
Yes!
Both wearing team jerseys, team hats, team pants, either carrying a team check card. Oh, too bad. That'd have been the clincher. Be a bigger fan. Carry an OU or OSU check card from BOK. Get yours today when you sign up for free checking. Bank of Oklahoma, our state's most convenient bank. Member FDIC.
Today we salute you, Mr. Halftime Shooting Contest contestant. For the promise of free T-shirts or a year's supply of socks, you take to the court ready to put on a clinic in abject humiliation.
Take them to school, yeah.
You keenly sense how much the crowd yearns for your failure, and you deliver.
From downtown, yeah.
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, Admiral of the Airball. Bud Light beer at Anheuser-Busch, Missouri.
Cowgirls shoot 32% in the first half, but trail 36-25 at the intermission. Second half is coming up right here along the Cowgirl Sports Network.
One plus to the year. There's a nip in the air, a touch of frost, and maybe a covering of snow. But did you know that diamonds will help keep you warm? Think about it. Diamonds are given because of love. And love comes from wanting to be close to the one you love. And being close keeps you warm. I'm Annette Kinsey, and when you get cold, think diamonds. Leonard Jewelry, 708 South Main Street in downtown Stillwater.
Did you know that Chevrolet, the best-rated cars and trucks, now come with a 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty? Hi, Teresa with Wilson Chevrolet, announcing Chevy's new 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty, complete with zero deductible, roadside assistance, and courtesy transportation on all new Chevy cars and trucks. The best cars and trucks now have the best warranty to boot. Come experience business the Wilson way. You'll be glad you did.
Wilson Chevrolet Jeep Stillwater.
We know what you want. You want the games, and at Stillwater Radio, we've got the games. Live play-by-play coverage of all the games for Oklahoma State football, men's and women's basketball, Cowgirls soccer, Cowgirls softball, Cowboy wrestling, and Cowboy baseball. We've been bringing you all the OSU games since 1947. But you want high school games too? Well, Stillwater Radio is the home for the Stillwater High School football, basketball, wrestling, and baseball, along with Lady Pioneer basketball and softball. Stillwater Radio is also where you hear the Perkins Tryon Demons football, girls and boys basketball and baseball, as well as Guthrie High School football and area high school state playoff games. And if that's not enough, this season the games for the New Orleans/Oklahoma City Hornets. Yes, we have a daily talk show, and it's even called The Game. And we have all the Oklahoma State coaches shows as well as Stillwater High School coaches shows. Then there's the ever-popular Game Day Live at Eskimo Joe's and all the expanded coverage around the OSU games and the Big 12 Conference and NCAA events. But we know what you want, and you want the games. And at Stillwater Radio, we've got the games. Other people just talk about them.
Whether you're a cowboy or cowgirl, thanks for listening to Cowboy Country 105.5 FM.
Well, Leah Rush starts the Sooners off with a quick three-pointer to begin the second half to increase the lead to 39-25 over Oklahoma State now. And then the Cowgirls miss on their opportunity and then foul on the other end. So the Sooners will inbound the basketball. And we are underway. Courtney Paris off the inbounds, goes up for a tough shot, just missed it. And how many times she's fouled on the play? How many times have you seen her make those and complete three-point plays? She really wears down the interior as the game moves forward.
Well, the other thing she does, Kevin, is again, we've talked about it a lot, but she'll shoot the shot, miss it, and then just go get her own rebound. You can't get around her, and you can't get her out of there. That's how big and how strong she is.
Courtney Paris's free shot is on the way. Rims off. It is no good.
If there is a weakness to her game, Kevin, it is her free throw shooting. Just a 54% free throw shooter on the year.
Might be a good defense. Just bang up against her all night long. Put her at the free throw line.
Jack attack.
I'm sure some have tried. You're right. Second free shot is on the way. It is good. And the Sooners have increased their lead now to 15 with a quick run out of the locker room, a 4-0 run to start the second half. Shantae Smith down, no look to Sadiq. She comes up the left baseline, goes up for a shot, way too strong, no good. Gets her own rebound, puts it back up and in to keep Oklahoma State within striking distance.
Cowgirls are just playing a little bit outside of themselves, Kevin. Right there, Shantae and Rashi fighting each other for that loose ball.
Brown to Courtney Paris underneath, and she makes it look so easy with an easy kiss off the glass for two.
Well, she's got 3 in the second half. Rush has got 3, and that's 6 points. They've got a 6-2 run to start the second half.
Yeah, they do. 18:24 remaining. Shantae Smith's left open from 3. Her shot is no good. And Courtney Paris just threw an elbow, and the crowd saw it. I thought I might have imagined that. It was so obvious. But then the crowd started booing. Quick 10-footer, Chelsea Welch up and good. 44-27. Cowgirls have to get something going now, or Kurt Butke is going to have to call a timeout to stop this run.
What they need, Kevin, is something to get the crowd back in it, get them revved up, and something to try to answer what Oklahoma has done, which will be very, very tough to do.
Chisholm at the top of the key, has the ball knocked loose, saves it, dish down, right side to Shantae. She goes up for a shot. It is blocked by Courtney Paris, and then a whistle on the inbound attempt. And Kurt is going to call a timeout here and talk it over with his ball club. They kind of lost their composure a little bit coming out of the locker room that I thought they gained after the first 7 or 8 minutes of the first half.
Well, and Courtney Paris did a good job really right there, Kevin. She just swatted that ball away. And, I mean, she did it with absolute unbelievable authority right there. And she smiled about it, and she got a smile from her head coach. And if you're the opponent, you don't like it, you want to get mad about it, but if you're an Oklahoma State player, you better just go do something about it because you can't be intimidated by her.
Yeah, you can almost read the look on her face when she looked down to the floor of Shantae Smith, almost like, get that out of here. What are you thinking? This is my area.
Don't forget who I am. Don't forget who I played for. All of that, you can just see it overwhelmingly on top of her, Kevin. But, you know, again, you just can't be intimidated if you're Oklahoma State. You got to go out there and continue to play within yourself a little bit. And the Cowgirls just have not been able to do that tonight. This is not they're not playing scared, Kevin. They're playing excited, and they're playing a little bit out of control. And I think that's all. It's for no other reason but pure desire to want to beat the other team.
While we had this opportunity, let us remind our fans we will be back here. The Cowgirls starting a 4-game home streak today. They will be back 11 o'clock. It's brunch at Gallagher, if you will, as they take on another fantastic team, Texas Tech. But a team that the Cowgirls coaching staff feels like like they really have a legitimate shot at gaining a revenge victory over after getting embarrassed down in Lubbock to start the conference season.
Well, that was the first one of the year. They felt like they weren't ready. They weren't ready for that hostile environment, and instead, Kevin, they really didn't play that well in that ball game. So they feel like if they will come out here and play hard, play more like they did against Kansas and Iowa State, they have a real chance of reversing their fortune against a very tough Texas Tech team, which presents a lot of people with matchup problems. In fact, looking at Texas Tech, a little bit closer now in Lubbock, 30-25 halftime score, the last one we have there. Kansas leading Sacramento State 28-20 at the half, and Nebraska all over Kansas State 45-21. But still Texas Tech, Kevin, that is a real opportunity. The other thing they think, hey, they've not lost on this court, and they feel like they can defend this court well all year long.
Well, that Kansas game with Sacramento State, I thought that'd be a chance for them to break their 4-game snafu and kind of get something going. They lose that ball game, Kansas may not win another game this season.
They may be in a spiral they can't get themselves out of, but tell you what, I kind of like the soft schedule in the middle part of the season. Get a game under your belt if you're trying to build a program like Coach Henriksen is. And the other thing is the fact that they are 4 freshmen starting for them. That's probably a good time to step out of non-conference in a less than really big foe.
So 17:46 to go, and the Cowgirls in trouble. Down at home, 44-27. First time they've trailed this big in the second half at home all year. Undefeated at home. Bounce pass, rush. Easy layup up the right baseline to extend the lead now to 19.
Rossi overplaying on Rush. She gets back door, easy pass, easy basket.
Riley backs up, shoots about a 10-footer. No good. Chisholm had a hand on the basketball, but loses it out of bounds.
Cowgirls are coming down, Kevin. They're not even making one pass. They're dribbling to one spot on the floor, and they're jacking it. And you can't do that. You can't even get in rebounding position as quickly as they're shooting it.
The Sooners just make you look so bad in so many ways, too. They make you really get out of your rhythm. Pass into Courtney Paris. Paris has the ball back out to Higgins, right side on the wing. Back to Courtney again. Courtney on the baseline, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul on Dominique Chisholm with 17:14 remaining. Chisholm picks up her first personal of the ball game.
Let me tell you, Kevin, you're not going to get Dominique Chisholm to back down to you. Courtney Barris may try these little antics, but she may get more than she bargains for with Dominique Chisholm.
Might get an elbow, you never know. Inbounds, Courtney has it, goes to Brown. Brown backs up on the dribble, now feeds underneath the rush. She overplayed the shot, and it is going to be saved by Shantae Smith after Dominique Chisholm kept it from going out of bounds.
Nice hustle by Dominique. Nice job of Shantae to give it back up before she fell to the floor.
Chisholm to Riley. Riley going to work on the offense. Riley's mind a little bit too quick for some of the players' physical abilities sometimes. Sadiq is going to be called for a travel on the play with 16:51 to go. Kurt Butke is going to get Maria Cordero up off the bench. She will check in place of Rashi Sadiq.
Maybe Rashi trying to do too much right there. Get her out, give her a little bit of a breather. And you look at the points, Kevin. Cowgirls led by 9 by Riley, and Sadiq was 6, and that's pretty much the scoring for the Cowgirls.
16:46 to play. Welch around, left open, three-pointer up and good. They'll give her 2, though, foot on the line.
Boy, if you can do that, Kevin, I mean, you can beat a lot of teams. I mean, you just can't hardly defend a running, floating jumper like that.
Boy, you just wonder how Ohio State did it in Norman, Oklahoma. You take it up to Ohio, and I can understand it, but in Norman, here's another foul. It's going to go against Courtney Paris, rather, and the big sophomore from Piedmont, California, picks up her second personal 3.5 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, second, and it's probably not going to be a situation where she finds herself in foul trouble. Just too many fouls to give and not enough calls.
That's exactly right. Inbounds comes in, intended for Cordero, tipped away by Welch, but saved by Shantae Smith. The Cowgirls have it as we come down to nearly 4 minutes into the second half. Cordero back to Riley. She's not scared. She'll shoot from 3. And Shantae with the putback. She's fouled. That foul's going to go on Courtney Paris, and the big girls picked up her third. And that will put the Cowgirls at the free throw line.
Well, and they've got another kid by the name of Paris they could bring in for her, keep her out of foul trouble, and she'll get the substitution as Ashley will check in. But right there, Kevin, Cowgirls just, you got to reward Dominique Chisholm. You got to give her the ball. She's posted up inside. Riley has got to feed her that ball in the paint.
Free throw by Shantae Smith is on the way and no good. And the Cowgirls now 4 out of 9 from the free throw line. Courtney comes out, Ashley comes in. And, I've never spoken to the Paris twins, but I have often had a soft spot in my heart for this Ashley girl that is one of the most outstanding ball players in the nation, but is so overshadowed by a twin sister. You hear so little about her. Second free throw is up. It's no good, but Chisholm has the rebound.
Well, Chisholm is showing another gear tonight to get the loose balls that, again, we have not seen throughout most of the season.
See if the Cowgirls can make a run here with Courtney Paris out of the ball game. A whistle and a foul on Ashley Paris. And so suddenly the whistle's blowing hard on the Paris sisters.
Yeah, a lot of fouls, but not a lot of points by Oklahoma State. They've down by 21 right now, Kevin, and they're just not going anywhere.
This is about the number of points they had in the game the other night against Iowa State, but that was the game plan. It's just the opposite tonight. And they were keeping Iowa State down in the 20s as well into the second half. Inbounds pass comes in now to Riley, and the freshman hot shot from Dallas, Texas will go to work. Pass to Cordero. Cordero over to Doe, back over to the right side, Green. Green playing with 3 fouls, puts it on the floor. Nice bounce to Chisholm. Chisholm moves the ball around, backs into her defender. Nice move, goes up for a shot, no good. A foul on the play will put the Cowgirls back at the free throw line where they have been good only 40% of the time tonight. It's an area I thought if Oklahoma State could get to, they would do well in, knowing every point was so critical against the Sooners, but it's just been bad on the glass and on the free throw line.
Yeah, 4 of 10 for the free throw line, being out rebounded by 16 right now, 28-12. But I tell you what, I like what Dominique Chisholm is doing. She's doing a fabulous job of some post moves inside, and her athleticism, she's working a little harder than the Paris twins are on the other end, but she's done a good job tonight getting in position for the Cowgirls.
So let's go to break with 15:46 left to play in the ball game. Oklahoma opening up. They lead Oklahoma State 48-27 as Cowgirl basketball from Host Communications continues in a moment.
It's time to get a great start to the new year, and there's no better place to do it than at your Oklahoma Ford dealer. We feature some of the most exciting new vehicles on the road today. We're proud to introduce the all-new Ford Edge crossover. Bold new styling, best-in-class horsepower, an MP3 input jack, and an available class-exclusive Vista roof that offers spectacular panoramic views. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today and test drive the new 2007 Expedition and Expedition EL Extended Length. Both feature an exclusive power-fold third-row seat that folds flat into the floor at the touch of a button. And the Expedition EL offers twice as much cargo space beyond the third row. Buying a new Ford is exciting, and your Oklahoma Ford dealer can help make it easy and affordable. We feature attractive low financing and cash rebate offers on many of our best-selling vehicles. So visit your Oklahoma Ford dealer today, and you'll see why.
Ford is the best in Oklahoma.
Ford, bold moves.
Well, Kurt Buckney has certainly not lost his focus, none of the coaching staff as well. And I don't think the players have lost their focus. I think they've run up against a team that is 6th ranked in the nation and really, really making it look like it here tonight.
Well, you know, Kevin, I can sit here and analyze this thing to death, but let's be honest. It is the 6th best team in the nation, the #1 team in the conference, and they are getting it done, and they're doing what they are capable of doing. The thing is, if you're Oklahoma State, you just wish you could take care of some of the things you can take care of. Free throw shooting you talked about, 40% for the free throw line is dismal, not nearly acceptable for the Cowgirls. And Jonte Smith is 1 out of 6. And the rebounding, sometimes that's about attitude. And the Cowgirls being out rebounded by 16 right now, just not getting it done when it comes to rebounding in the ballgame.
Yeah, 12 rebounds, and this is a team that rebounded in like 57 rebounds in a game this season back in non-conference play. First free shot is on the way. It is up and no good, and I'm not sure that the crowd of heads behind the Cowgirl basket has not affected Oklahoma State at the free throw line more than it has the Oklahoma Sooners.
You know what, Kevin? I thought a moment ago that I'm not so sure the noise doesn't affect the Cowgirls more so than it does the Sooners because they're not used to it in this arena.
That's right.
Please don't mistake that for not being excited about them being here and hope they'll come back next time.
Second free throw is no good as well. She misses them both. And it's a 21-point lead for the visitors from that other town south. Out front, Moore with the basketball. Goes to work on the left side, reverses, now goes back to the left, will take it to Rush. Leah Rush out front to Moore. Moore underneath to Paris. Ashley Paris into the ball game. Courtney on the bench with fouls. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Moore tries to pass and does so to Rush. She turns, shoots at the shot clock as the shot clock expires, and it's good.
You know, Leah Rush, a forward out of Amarillo, Texas, a senior. She's the one that's kind of forgotten because of Courtney Paris, but she can just really bail you out when Paris isn't on the floor.
Doe's left open from 3, puts up a shot. It's good, and that gives the crowd something to cheer about for the first time since the second half started.
Well, yeah, Cowgirls let Oklahoma come out on the quick run, and they need to get on a run of their own to get this crowd back in it.
Still a long way to go in the ball game, and you just play it in small increments and take steps of some kind to play positive the rest of the way. There's one. Cordero steps in front of a pass, makes a steal, and here comes Oklahoma State. Riley through the lane, backs up on the dribble. Boy, you'd like to have 4 more as quick as she is. Underneath, Chisholm shoots and misses the shot. Rebound is tipped around, and it's going to be a foul against Oklahoma State. Even down by 20, you can't buy a call. That one's going to go against Dominique Chisholm. Doing nothing more, it appeared, than battling for the rebound underneath.
Well, she put up a shot, couldn't get the rebound, and I guess she reached in and got a hand, but I thought Danielle Green had the opportunity to get it and maybe get an easy putback.
So the Sooners will inbound the basketball as we go inside 14.5 to play from Gallagher-Iba Arena in Stillwater. Kevin Gum along with Casey Kendrick. Glad to have you along the Cowgirl Sports Network. Brought to you tonight by Host Communications. Ashley Paris down low with the ball out front to Moore. Moore works it left side, back over to Welch. Welch going inside to Paris. Paris backs up, is outnumbered, and for the second time tonight, one of the Paris sisters has the ball stripped away. This time it's Green, and she is fouled down on the floor with 14:06 to play. And finally, Danielle Green is on the receiving end of a foul instead of those early 3 fouls that she was on the giving side of early in the ball game.
Yeah, that foul going to go on Aaron Higgins. Kevin, who just pushed her. Nice job of Danielle Green pushing the ball all the way in transition. And, well, I thought she was in the act of shooting, but they're going to say it was on the floor.
And we're going to have a whistle on a foul against Ashley Paris before the ball was ever brought in bounds, so that's 2 on Ashley. Courtney Paris with 11 points, 6 with Ashley. Boy, the Cowgirls have done a good job tonight, really, on the Paris sisters. Now, I will finish that by saying there's 14:06 to go, and they can explode like a stick of dynamite, let me tell you.
No doubt about it. They're averaging 30 points between them, Kevin. They've only got 17 so far tonight in this one.
Sadiq set to bring the ball inbounds as she has moved back into the lineup. Inbounds to Green. Green back to Sadiq underneath. Goes up for the shot. Misses it again. That's at least 4 down on the block that Sadiq has not been able to connect on tonight, and the rebound to Paris.
Cowgirls inside have been challenged not to let Courtney Ashley push you around, and they are not allowing that to happen.
Courtney Paris back into the lineup. Amanda Thompson with the basketball. Bounce pass in the corner to Welch. Welch up the left baseline. Shoots an air ball. The crowd will let her hear about it. That gives them something to talk about, and Riley has the rebound. Riley down floor. Into the high post, backs up, goes to Cordero. She'll put up a 3, got it. That's a good basket with 13:30 to play.
Well, I said earlier it wasn't a bad time to take one of those. That wasn't either. Obviously, she knocks it down. She's a 33% three-point shooter, and enough of a little bit of a run here. 6-0 run by the Cowgirls to get Coach Sherry Cole to call a timeout.
13:26 to go in the ball game. It's 50-33. Cowgirls pull back to within 17 on this coach's timeout.
Well, and it doesn't seem like much, Kevin, but you talked about small increments. If you can hold them here, go down, get another basket, all of a sudden you can get it to 15. And, again, you're talking about one of the best teams in the country, and it's a measuring stick. And you want to get the fan base excited, want to give them reason to hang around, want to get them reason to get excited again. And I think the Cowgirls have another run in them. And if nothing else, again, you make Oklahoma and Sherry Cole a little bit nervous.
And I'm going to say, too, and I know Kurt Bucky will talk about this on the postgame report, but you bring this kind of crowd into a game with a Texas Tech or a Baylor or a Texas, this is not a fair gauge for the fans, and they realize that. And I think most fans will know that tonight. You bring this kind of crowd against some of those other opponents, and it will be a sixth man that wins a ball game for Oklahoma State. Shot up, no good by the Sooners. Rebound by Danielle Green.
Oh, Brittany Brown threw an elbow at Andrea Riley. Riley not happy about it.
Green, no look to Sadiq, and Sadiq is fouled going up for the shot and hit hard, knocked to the floor. That will send Sadiq to the free throw line, and I won't even mention the free throw shooting percentages on the night for the Cowgirls. 13:07 to go in the ball game. Oklahoma State trails 50-33. I will mention Rashidat Sadiq, though, a 74% free throw shooter, usually does well.
And she's not the part of the other percentage we're not talking about.
That's exactly right. This is her first trip of the night.
Her first trip. Maybe she can turn things around for the Cowgirls from the line.
Here she goes now. She'll be shooting 2. First one sets. Takes her time. Comes to the hole with the basketball, and it is up, and it is good.
Nice job, Rashi, now with 7 points on the night. Cowgirls have 9 from Riley, but she's been held scoreless in the second half. Other side, Kevin, there's only 2 double-figure scorers right now. Courtney Paris and Leah Rush in the ballgame. Those are the only 2 that have done that.
How about that? Looks like Sadiq and Riley could both get into double figures before this game is over on the Oklahoma State side. Rebounding has just been dismal tonight for Oklahoma State. Second free shot, rattles around, and it's good.
both teams came in really with a huge rebounding margin over their opponent. The Cowgirls plus 14 and Oklahoma plus 15.
8-0 run by the Cowgirls. Three-pointer up, no good by Rush, and then we have a whistle and a foul after the rebound.
Yeah, Cowgirls get caught on the hold. Maria Cordero there. Good call by the official. But, as I was saying, the Cowgirls plus 14, Oklahoma plus 15, but we're seeing who the better of the two rebounders are.
Inbounds set to come in for the Sooners. They'll bring it in with exactly 13 left in the game. Inbounds Leah Rush, top of the circle. Leah backs up on the dribble, passes over to Moore. Kendra Moore, just an outstanding catch for Sherry Cole 4 years ago. Now pass underneath, intended for Courtney Paris and taken away by Cordero. And the score may be lopsided, but let me tell you, friend, the Cowgirl defense has given Courtney some frustrations at times tonight.
No doubt about it. They are frustrating the inside game an awful lot, especially here in the second half.
Cowgirls have it now on an 8-0 run. See if they can add to that. Down by 15, they won't trail by 23. A three-pointer would make it exciting, but they're not going to get it. Bounce pass stolen away by Thompson. Turnovers tonight now. That's the 10th one on Oklahoma State. And Thompson comes up the left baseline, misses a shot. Taylor Hardeman the rebound. Riley back in transition through the lane, backs up, goes to Hardeman over to Cordero. Cordero squares up three-pointer, missed it. Well, almost a tackle there by Courtney Paris. Really hit Cordero in the face as she let the ball go.
I'm telling you, Kevin, it's getting physical, and we're starting to see the Bedlam side of this take hold a little bit.
I think you're right. Missed shot will be resulted in a rebound for the Sooners, and they come the other way. Higgins out front with the ball, left side to Moore. Kendra three-pointer got it.
Doesn't do it a whole lot, Kevin. She's a 20% three-point shooter on the season, but didn't seem to have any problem with that one.
11:42 remaining, 53-35. Sooners. Oklahoma led 36-25 at the half. They've allowed only 10 second-half points by Oklahoma State thus far. Danielle Green drops into the lane, goes up for a shot, is blocked and hit from behind, I believe, by Rush, and goes out of bounds. So Oklahoma State will have the basketball when we bring you back.
About pride, about stepping up, trying to, make this score much closer, maybe have a chance to win it down the stretch. But as much as anything, Kevin, it's about setting yourself up for the rest of the way and the ball game as quickly as Texas Tech this weekend.
We've got a timeout on the floor. 11:29 left to go in the ball game with our score Oklahoma 53, Oklahoma State 35. You are listening to Oklahoma State Cowgirl Basketball.
I'd like to encourage you to make a special New Year's resolution. Yes, like listening to her more, helping her out with the kids more. Take her out for dinner to her favorite restaurant. Tell her how beautiful she is more often, and tell her how much you need and love her. And when you really want to surprise her, come to Leonard Jewelry. We're here to help you with New Year's love resolutions. Leonard Jewelry, 708 South Main Street in downtown Stillwater.
There's always a moment of truth where it's either put up or shut up. We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
AFC Darrell Willis proved he could be one of us. Can you? Call 1-800-MARINES.
Thanks for listening to 105.5 FM, Cowboy Country.
Well, we talked about taking those baby steps after the Cowgirls went down by 23, playing for pride, playing for some positive, playing for this crowd of 8,000 or 9,000 that are on hand for the nice ball game, and that's what the Cowgirls have done. Nice little 8-0 run. They gave up the three-pointer right before the break, but they are showing these fans that are beginning to follow this upstart program that they do not give up, and I think that's a big key right now.
Well, anytime you play with this kind of effort, in fact, I talked to Dr. Schmidley at halftime, and president of Oklahoma State University, and he said, he said, how are you doing? I said, well, if we can find a few more points, I'd be doing a little bit better. He said, well, I don't know whether they'll find them or not, but boy, I sure am impressed with how hard they're playing, and I think everybody in the arena is.
Inbounds comes in. Hardeman has it at the top of the circle. Goes left side to Riley. Almost had it stolen away by Moore, but Riley is able to save it. 7 on the shot clock. The crowd helping out. Riley curls through the lane, goes up for a shot. It's stripped and knocked loose on the floor, picked up by Kendra Moore.
Riley forgot something. That was the basketball.
11 turnovers on the night for Oklahoma State, but 20 for Oklahoma as they return the favor at the other end. And, yeah, that's just a little something you need to get up in the hole.
Well, 17 rebound differential for Oklahoma State right now, but plus 9 in that turnover category.
So it'll be Sadiq out front with the ball and throws it right. It was tipped and then right into the hands of Courtney Paris. 3 turnovers on back-to-back-to-back possessions. Neither coach can be thrilled with that. Moore with it out front. 10:53 to go as we come down to the midway point of the second half. Bounce pass into the left corner. Shot on the way, 6-footer, rattles off too strong, but Courtney is there for the putback and the score.
Well, we talk about it all the time. That's what she does, and now she is 6 of 8 from the field, Kevin. That's the other thing that's amazing about her. She shoots 62% from the field.
Chisholm out front with it, lob pass. Oh, no, you just do not do that with the Oklahoma Sooner defense. Moore takes the steal and heads the other way. Fakes off the Cowgirls as though she was going to pass, then misses a shot, and Courtney Paris is there for the putback. She's got a double-double now with 13 points and 12 rebounds, and Kurt Butchie would like to chat as he calls a coach's timeout.
Well, the problem right there again, Kevin, you let Courtney Paris come down, and that's what they do, Kevin. It seems like that is by accident, but it's not. They can push the ball. They can take a bad shot. They can do a lot of bad things on one side of the basket as long as they've got Courtney Paris on the other side, because they're just going to take it and jump over the other side, let her grab it, get the putback, put it back in, and it's somewhat of a design. And you talked about her being held to 11. Bam, bam. Just like that, she's up to 15 within 8 of her season average.
Yeah, she's got a great shot at getting in the mid-20s, and that's just where she goes. Other scores going on reminds me, I will mention Iowa State was supposed to host Texas tonight. Longhorns could not get out of Austin. That game being postponed. Now one on the women's side, one on the men's side so far this season. We'll update other scores.
Yeah, Missouri right now but down 5 in Lubbock, 44-39. Second half, KU leading Sacramento State 46-35. And Nebraska hosting K-State. Nebraska leads 52-43.
Sadiq pushes the ball over center court to Hardiman, down to Green, and Green is hit by a defender, and Kurt Butchie's had about enough of the no calls as he's going to take, and he jumps up off the bench. And I'll tell you what, that official that he's talking to never saw the play. The guy was clueless as to what was going on. The other two did see it, though, and they chose to make no call.
Well, I guess if you don't see it, you got the better defense. That would be Lorenzo Alvarez. The other two, I don't know what their excuse is.
I can't call it as Courtney's team. I just can't call it. Underneath, shot is no good by the Sooners, and Chisholm picks up the rebound and then stolen right back by Moore and knocked out of bounds. And there was a collision there not going to be called, and you see Kurt Butchie not real thrilled with that as well. But, you just got to get on down the road a little further.
Well, and the other thing, you're right, Kevin. You got to get that respect, and that's what Coach is working on right here for the times when his team needs that home break that the Cowgirls simply don't get.
Danielle Green puts it on the floor, backs up, shoots over a Sooner and says, in your face, and it's good.
Nice effort, Danielle Green. Altered her shot, high arching shot to get over the defense and knocked it down.
Cowgirls back to within 20. Moore down 4 with the basketball. Passes to Stevenson, who's checked in for the first time tonight. Over to Moore. Kendra Moore, three-pointer, got it.
Kendra Moore, Kevin, shooting 20% on the season from beyond the arc. 20%. Tonight, 3 out of 3.
Crowd of 300 or 400 Sooner fans on hand for tonight's game, and they do get loud when something goes right for the Sooners, but that's a far cry from the crowd we've seen the last couple of years in here when they were so dominant. And, of course, in all fairness, weather having something to do with that perhaps as well. Out front, Riley with the basketball on the dribble. 10 seconds on the shot clock, 8:55 on the game clock. Riley goes to work, backs up, shoots a 3 of her own. This one's way off the mark, no good. Taylor Hardiman with the loose ball rebound.
Again, Andrea Riley has got to get that ball to Dominique Chisholm. She's spotted up inside on Courtney Paris. You've got to reward her for working that hard.
Green to Sadiq. Sadiq back to Hardiman. Taylor wants money from 3, way short, but underneath is Green, and Green turns, shoots the ball, no good. I think she rushed the shot, not sure where the shot clock was, and then Rashidat Sadiq gets trapped in the corner after a long rebound, and she is going to call a timeout. Kurt Butchie calls a timeout to keep it from resulting in a turnover.
Yeah, she was trapped deep in the corner, wasn't going anywhere. He says timeout, the official right there. Why not? Cowgirls again trying to just battle to keep this thing close any way they can. And you got to, again, Kevin, it's something that you said. You got to get down the road. And I think that is very true. This is a great crowd here tonight. it's a great opportunity for this Cowgirl team, but in order for them to be able to continue to make steps forward, you got to make games competitive. Not only have they won a couple of big games, but they have also now gotten somewhat close to Oklahoma. You just want to make it a little bit closer. And you're down there having a great debate on the attendance.
I am saying there are over 7,000 tickets sold for this ball game.
But that's not what that number is to your right, is it?
Yeah, it's about half capacity, about what we kind of hoped for tonight, given the weather and everything. 8:28 remaining. And in the corner, Riley with the basketball. Riley comes out to Christian Hood, top of the key. She's checked in for the first time since early in the first half, and here's a score by Kendra Moore. Moore brings it down on Riley. Riley fouls her, but does not allow the basket, and she will go to the free throw line to shoot two.
Well, that's the elevation of Andrea Riley. She has the ability to come from behind and elevate, and, you know, she probably gave too much of an opportunity on the shot right there, but that's a little bit of anger, too, having the balls taken away, going the other way, and her and Moore have had quite a battle going on.
8:13 remaining. Moore going to go to the free throw line where the Sooners are 6 out of 7 on the night. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the first trip to the free throw line by the Sooners in the second half. And the first shot is up and good. Brisa Silva getting a little bit of playing time, checks into the lineup for Riley. Moore set to bring the second one up. Ashley Paris up off the bench will check in for Sherry Cole in just a moment. Second free throw by Moore is up. It's good as well.
Man, you look at the numbers free throw-wise, Cowgirls can't complain, Kevin. Oklahoma's been there 8 times. The Cowgirls have been there 14. But despite the discrepancy in attempts, Oklahoma's has one more made shot than the Cowgirls.
15 more rebounds for Oklahoma as well. I think the Cowgirls have closed that gap a little bit since the first half. Green over to Cordero up the baseline into the lane. She goes up for a shot and is hit. And Cordero will go to the free throw line to shoot two for Oklahoma State with 7:58 remaining. 62-37. It's all Oklahoma now down this stretch.
The Cowgirls are again locked in a battle, but you know they've held Oklahoma 18 points below their average. Still 8 minutes to go in the ball game, but a lot of things you can play for. Pride could be one of them, and a lot of different things, different goals the Cowgirls I know set going into this ball game. So still a lot of things. This is a setup for again your next conference ball game.
Coaches are talking it over. 7:58 left to go. 62-37 as we step aside. Oklahoma State trailing the Oklahoma Sooners. Cowgirl basketball from Host Communications continues in a moment.
Good morning, Harold.
Good morning. What are you doing?
What? Look at what you're wearing. Big game tomorrow.
Yeah, but a team jersey, a ball cap, and sweatpants for a client meeting?
Hey, be happy I didn't wear the face paint this week.
There's a better way to show you're a fan. The OSU check card from BOK. Get yours today when you sign up for free checking. Bank of Oklahoma, our state's most convenient bank. Member FDIC.
It's time for College Hoops, and FSN Southwest is your home for Big 12 men's and women's basketball. Check local listings and tune in as your favorite Big 12 teams battle it out on the hardwood. No one covers Big 12 basketball like FSN Southwest. And don't forget to tune in to Big 12 Showcase Friday evenings and Saturday mornings for highlights from all Big 12 sports and exclusive reports from the campus of your favorite schools. FSN Southwest, where Big 12 basketball fans come first.
7:58 remaining, and as always, we want to pay thanks to Ryan Cameron of the Oklahoma State Sports Information Office. The guy does a fantastic job, and he always graces us with his presence late in the ball game. And it's almost when he comes and sits down, it's almost like a feeling of my work is done for the day.
Really?
And it's only just beginning.
It's only work. It's not even work when he's present.
What a color analyst, by the way. I haven't had a chance to really mention that on the air, but what a job, seriously, he did with you in the Hawaii tournament, and he's done something that you and I haven't been able to do in a long time. That's go win a tournament.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And he was all right.
He wasn't bad, was he? Let's not let Kentucky hear that too much. They might change their mind. Cordero's first free throw up and good. 7:58 remaining. 62-38 now. The Cowgirls trying to battle their way back into respectability on the scoreboard in this one. Second free throw is on the way and up and good, and it has been lean from the free throw line tonight, but Oklahoma State makes those two count.
Yeah, they do, and again, they've taken 7 more attempts, but only made the same amount from the free throw line.
7:46, Sooners underneath. Again, a missed shot results in a Courtney Parrish rebound and put back for 2.
She's got 14 rebounds, and now she's got 17 points, and that's why, Kevin. I mean, the last 6 points have come off of 3 little cheap rebounds and putbacks.
Blocking foul down on the wing for the Oklahoma Sooners. That foul going to go against number 21, and that is Amanda Thompson. That'll be her 4th. And, you know, she literally has made a college career off of the Sooner mishaps. I mean, you said it earlier. They planned for her to come to that left side, opposite side of wherever they're going to shoot from, and she's just sitting there just waiting for the thing to come into her hands, and it does about every other possession.
You know, the other thing that's amazing about that, Kevin, is the young lady that just got the rebound. We've got the Parrish twins, and then you got Abby Olajuwon who comes in, Hakeem Olajuwon's daughter, and doesn't get a whole lot of opportunity to play behind the Parrish kids, but tell you what, they just keep coming from Oklahoma's bench.
Second free throw, no good, and the Sooners have it the other way. Moore with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Passes to Stevenson, left corner, underneath the Parrish, back out to Moore, around to the right side. It's Thompson on the fade shot from the right baseline. She makes it look so easy, and it's up and in.
How about that? Shot clock dwindling, just a little fadeaway jumper, and up and good.
66-39. Danielle Green out to Brisa. Brisa wanting money from 3. No good. And a lot of crimson and cream down in the lane to get the rebound. This time it's Amanda Thompson off the glass.
Cowgirls 16 attempts from the three-point line tonight.
Stevenson up the right baseline. The dish down to Parrish. She misses it. Her sister gets the rebound. And then taken away by Shantae Smith. Back they come the other way. That was Olajuwon. I said sister. That's Olajuwon, just a little bit bigger than Ashley Parrish, and that's scary. We have a foul at the other side.
Boy, she's as big as Courtney. She looks like Courtney. She's built like Courtney. And she comes to Oklahoma, probably never going to play in front of Courtney. Interesting decision to go play for Oklahoma.
You know, you bring up an excellent point there for a player of that caliber.
I mean, she's a freshman. There is a year's difference. She will have her senior year, but
that's it.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting decision. That's what winning will do. Kids sometimes want to play for winning programs.
That last foul going on Kendra Moore, her 3rd, and that puts Shantae Smith at the free throw line. She knocks the first one down to pull the Cowgirls to within 66-40.
Cowgirls, Kevin, have scored 45, 68, and 49 in their last 3 Big 12 ball games, and on 40 here tonight. That's kind of been the problem. The defense has been good, but just not enough offensive output.
Stevenson with the rebound off the missed free throw. Sooners go to work on offense, moving from our left to our right. Olajuwon fades off inside the lane. She's fouled. And if you're the Cowgirl defense, you've seen so much tape with the Paris girls in it. And then this gal comes off the bench with 6:28 to go, and you have to be going, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, usually if the starting center comes out, you go, man, I'm going to get a little bit of a rest.
Olajuwon, at the free throw line, first shot up and good.
But that's not the case, again, because Oklahoma's so deep, especially in the interior part of their game, that it is very, very tough to get any rest anywhere.
Hood comes out of the ball game. Sadiq back in her place. Olajuwon's second free throw in and out, no good. Rebound, Maria Cordero.
Numbers on Cordero tonight, 7 points, just 2 rebounds.
Brisa Silva sets it up, and the Sooners make a steal, and it was Stevenson right in front of us, and you see firsthand just how quick and how fast they are. I mean, if she would have fallen over us, Ryan would have ended up 3 rows up in the stands.
Well, that's Naisha Stevenson, the freshman out of Little Rock, Arkansas, Kevin, and that's the future. I mean, they're going to lose some of these seniors, Kendra Moore and some of the others, and she will be the one that will replace them.
Smith to Silva. Silva, after the inbounds, goes to Shantae Smith left side with 6:13 to go in the ball game. Sooners in a runaway right now. Three-pointer, Rashidat Sadiq, no good. Rebound out to Cordero. She kicks it out. Silva. Three-pointer rattles off, still no good. And Olajuwon with the rebound. And, boy, we see her physical on the defensive end.
Well, famous fathers, Bubba Paris, of course, for the Paris twins, and Hakeem Olajuwon. And these kids play like their parents.
More underneath. They do indeed. Olajuwon, a nice turn down on the left block. And her shot is up and good.
Well, you got to take your hat off to what they're doing right now, Kevin. They've got a lot of reserves on the floor, and they're fresh, they're big, and they're just as talented as a lot of the kids that come in that start the ball game.
Natasha Doe with the basketball over to Rashidat Sadiq, top of the key. Smith works it left side over to the wing to Silva. Silva being guarded man-to-man by Kendra Moore underneath Cordero. Cordero turns, tough, goes up for the shot. It rattles around and one. Finally, a shooter's roll for Oklahoma State.
And finally nearing the double-figure mark here.
Long pass down floor. Stevenson with the missed shot. Rebound, Brisa Silva. Here comes Oklahoma State. They're trying to run. Silva runs right up to Paris and decides to back it out. Now goes to Sadiq. Sadiq loses it on the floor underneath. Goes up for a shot. No good. And still gets her own rebound. Takes it back up. And third time is a charm for two.
Good for Rashi right there. She gets her 10th point of the night. And finally the Cowgirls have somebody in double figures.
Yeah, 10 points and 6 rebounds. And she's worked hard tonight. Not a great night for Sadiq, but she's worked as hard as anybody, especially early on when the game was still hanging. Underneath Moore is bumped. Ball falls into Cordero's hands. Down to Doe. Doe goes up for a shot. It is no good. And she's going to be fouled on the play. And that foul's going to go on Rosie Hammond, the freshman from Depew, Oklahoma.
Hammond right there got bumped as she was trying to go inside. And Natasha Doe just really shoved her. No call made. And Cowgirls get it on the other end and a chance to go back to the free throw line. You know, they have 6 kids from the state of Oklahoma, Kevin. They've got 3 kids out of California, a few from Texas, and a couple from Arkansas. It's not exactly like they have an international squad here. And the Cowgirls, it just kind of proves that there are some kids out there in this state, and it is important to find a way to get them to come play for your programs.
Free throw is up and good by Natasha Doe with 4:54 remaining. Chisholm and Danielle Green check back into the lineup. So it'll be Rashidat Sadiq, Chisholm, Natasha Doe, Danielle Green, and Brisa Silva inside 5 minutes to go in Bedlam. Free shot is on the way. It's up and good. 69-46. Oklahoma State, again, hats off. They're not quitting. They're not rolling over. They're not going to.
No, and, you feel like this thing is way out of control, and yet we still have 4.5 minutes to play.
Hammond with the ball out to Plumlee. Plumlee left side has the ball tipped. It's saved by Nyesha Stevenson. Stevenson out of Little Rock into the corner. Chisholm battling to the end, and she knocks the ball out of bounds off of Krista Sanchez, and it will go back to Oklahoma State on 22 turnovers.
Nice effort right there, but Dominic Chisholm flying out of bounds, throwing the ball off of an Oklahoma player and keeping it alive for Oklahoma State.
Second chance points, 14 for the Sooners. Points off turnover, 17 for the Sooners. Those are the 2 numbers that really stand out looking through the monitor. 4:26 to go. Green, left open 15-footer, puts it in and out, no good. And Sadiq dives to save it. Wow. Comes back out front to Silva. Silva underneath Chisholm. Nice move on Olajuwon. Puts it in and over her head.
How about that? It's kind of neat to say you scored on Olajuwon. not Hakeem Olajuwon, but still nonetheless. But I tell you, Dominic Chisholm, again, I've said it 100 times already in this broadcast, but she's not going to back down to anybody. And she's showing her athleticism. She's really coming together in that 4 spot.
And a foul on Chisholm as she knocks the actress Nyesha Stevenson to the ground with 3:54 to go. 69-48. The score, and the foul is going to go on Chisholm.
And Chisholm reached out to try to slap that ball away, Kevin, and in doing so missed. And I think she either got her in the eye or got her in the nose. And I tell you what, if Dominic Chisholm hits you in the nose, if it's accidental, she's going to send you to the floor, and that will be the 3rd foul on Dominic Chisholm.
Yes, it will, with 3:54 to go. That'll take us to our under 4 media timeout, so let's step aside and take a break with them. 3:54 left to go. Oklahoma Sooners leading the Oklahoma State Cowgirls 69-48. You are listening to Oklahoma State Cowgirl basketball.
Chicken is not
in
just for dinner
1805, Lewis and
anymore.
Clark
At Chick-fil-A,
described
try
in
the
their
new chicken
journals
on a
a country
biscuit, or
teeming
chicken
with
breakfast
wildlife.
burrito, or chicken bagel sandwich, or the new cinnamon cluster. That
They
doesn't
wrote
have
of
chicken,
scenes
though.
of endless
Just read
beauty
what
and
it
of meeting
says.
more than
All right,
100
at 600
nations of
North
American
Perkins Road, you can
Indians,
try one of the
whose
3
lives were
custom
one with our
roasted
environment.
premium coffee blends. So try Chick-fil-A for breakfast or dinner. They're here to serve you. Chick-fil-A didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. Eat more chicken.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rex Holt, Stillwater Radio Sports Director, and I would like to invite you to check out The Game. The Game I'm talking about is our daily sports call-in show on AM 780 KSPI. Each day, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to noon, we talk sports with fans and special guests. Of course, we talk a lot about the OSU Cowboys and Cowgirls, as well as Stillwater and area high school sports, but we'll discuss about everything and anything and have. So listen in, call in, and let's try to have a good time on The Game. 10 a.m. to noon weekdays on Sports Talk 780 KSPI.
Well, 3:54 left to go, 69-48. The Oklahoma State Cowgirls trailing by 21 to the Oklahoma Sooners. Looks as though the lopsided of late Bedlam series will stay that way. The Sooners getting ready to win 16 in a row and snap Oklahoma State's 2-game overall winning streak. But plenty of time to get ready for Texas Tech coming calling on Saturday morning, 11 a.m., a nationally televised game right here from Gallagher-Iba Arena.
Well, the thing that win against Iowa State does, Kevin, it allows you to lose one at home like this, and you got to go steal another one on the road, and because the Cowgirls will move to 2-2, 500 in the conference, it's still very much in the thick of things.
You bet. Cowgirls, been a long time since they were 500 after 4 games into the conference season. Thompson's free throw is on the way, up and good. Extends the lead now to 70-48 for the Sooners. Waiting for the second free throw to come. And it is on the way, and it is good.
Thompson had a pretty good night tonight for Oklahoma. 8-9 points right on the night. 3 of 3 for the free throw line. 3 rebounds as well. Has done a pretty good job. Danielle Green off the pass, actually off the dribble, takes the reverse layup and gets on the board for the Cowgirls.
3:36 to go with the Cowgirls hitting the half-century mark, keeping it respectable. We have a whistle and a foul away from the basketball at the other end. Olajuwon picking up the personal. That'll be her first.
And Coach Sherry Cole wouldn't know she's up by 21 right now.
Wow.
She is fired up right now.
She got her money's worth with that official all the way across the court. Wow. How about that?
You know what?
I mean, you could hear her. She was loud. She was loud down there.
She may be
had a
small
chance
lady.
to say hi to Coach Cole when she came in the arena this evening.
She has got a nice set of lungs.
Silva at the top of the key, right side with the basketball, goes to Danielle Green. Green circling around. I wondered if they were going to blow it or not. Olajuwon gets the reach-in foul called on her. That's going to be her second. 3:21 remaining. I joked with Chris, our producer engineer for tonight's ball game, back at the studio at the time. I said, we may not win them all, but by golly, we have as much fun as anybody.
There's no doubt we're going to have fun the rest of the way. No matter what these Cowgirls do, Kevin, they do play hard. They're entertaining. They're fun. And, hey, this crowd has not gone home despite this one being decided for quite a while.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's what makes you enjoy watching this ball club, even when it's a game like this. Second free throw on the way. And as we get to know them more personally, getting to be around them in practices and on road trips and stuff, you come to respect the effort and players that have come to Oklahoma State to make a difference in building a program that was just ashes just a short time ago. Olajuwon out front with the basketball just beyond the free throw line. She's going to be fouled, and the Cowgirls will put her at the free throw line for the first time tonight. The Sooners have been just almost flawless tonight. 11 out of 13 for 85% successful from the free throw line.
Olajuwon that time, Kevin, as the Cowgirls have put them in the super bonus. She'll be shooting a pair. Teresa Silva tried to swat that away from over the top, missed it, and got some hand from Olajuwon, and so that does send Olajuwon to the free throw line, and she misses her first attempt.
She does with 3:10 remaining. Second free throw on the way. This one is no good, and Danielle Green with the rebound. Another player that has just worked her tail off all game long. 6 points, 3 rebounds, but really had to battle back from early foul trouble. She had 2 fouls just before the game hardly got going in the first half. Off balance, Chisholm shot up no good. Olajuwon with the rebound. And the Sooners Plumlee comes the other way in stride. 3-pointer up and nothing but money.
Again,
wow.
Kevin, Cowgirl fans, Sooner fans alike knew about Jenna Plumlee out of Red Rock. She is one of those young ladies that had quite the reputation. A lot of people thought she'd 5'4", maybe too small, and she still hasn't necessarily proven herself except in these types of minutes. But boy, she can hit the three.
Doe underneath to Cordero, and Cordero is fouled and hit hard, and she'll go to the free throw line. Olajuwon, the second foul of the night on that young lady, the freshman out of L.A., California. And I'm not sure what it is about California, but Sherry Cole's got something going from there. When, think of the man's name, Gary Ward was the coach at Oklahoma State for so many years, so many great programs. They used to often say that he had a pipeline to certain areas of the country where he brought in talent from. And right now, not just decent talent, great talent in a pipeline that Sherry Cole has working from California.
Well, she got him to a Final Four, got lots of national attention, and she's just been able to capitalize on that. And it all started back with our former director of operations with Felicia Whaley, a diamond in the rough. She found a few of those. Stacey Dale's Schumann. She found, we found our diamond in the rough at Stacey Coffee, but, she found a few of those players, and that led to better teams, and then the results, and then eventually the Final Four, and they've just continued since then.
Free throws are good, and the Cowgirls are back to within 20, back the other way. The Sooners turn it over with 2:23 to go. It will go back over to Oklahoma State. And, I'm not sure Sherry Cole breaks down this game and is overly pleased with the way her ball club has played. 24 turnovers just as one statistic that stands out at you. And the Cowgirls had the ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by a Sooner. Natasha Doe trying to work it up the left baseline. Hammond gets a hand on it, and it will stay with Oklahoma State with 20 on the shot clock. 2:13 to go in this Bedlam round one ball game. Fans beginning to put their jackets on. Inbounds pass comes in, and it is knocked out of bounds again by the Sooners. Sherry Cole going to go to 218 and 114 as the head coach at Oklahoma, and about 90 of those 114 were in her first couple of years. Well, they struggled bad for a few years when she got there. Inbounds Danielle Green to Cordero. Cordero missed the shot. Long rebound out to Danielle Green, back to Brisa Silva. Silva puts it on the floor, back over again to Danielle Green. Green will keep it on the dribble, curls to the high post. Over to the corner, Silva up the left baseline, dishes down to Chisholm. Chisholm puts it on the floor, goes up for a shot. It's no good. It really was hit. Doe picks up the loose ball. She curls around through the lane, goes up for a shot. It's no good. And Olajuwon at 6'3" pulls down the loose ball.
Cowgirls missed a couple of opportunities from shooting-wise, Kevin, but they kept it alive with some rebounding. And pretty nice effort as the Cowgirls now narrowing that gap a little bit down to 13.
Traveling violation on the Sooners. And the way this series is going right now, it kind of reminds me of the opposite of the 80s and the early 90s when Dick Halterman coached Oklahoma State, and the Sooners could not touch his program for so many years. And then the tide turned when the program at Oklahoma State turned, and then Sherry Cole, of course, built up the Sooners. And now the Cowgirls have struggled to make it a race. But you feel after tonight watching this, the Cowgirls have upgraded the talent and kept it to respectability, 20 points, and still playing hard with 1:20 to go.
No doubt about it. Not as far away as they used to be.
Three-pointer Chisholm. Oh, my goodness gracious. Hardiman just got literally wrapped around by Olajuwon's head. And that's a tape that ought to be sent into the Big 12 offices for review right there, that those kind of no calls have been made tonight. And that has, my comment there has nothing to do with the University of Oklahoma. At the other end, we do have a foul on Oklahoma State. It's going to go against Taylor Hardiman, who was the victim of being hooked by Olajuwon.
Well, what happened, Kevin, you saw Dominique Chisholm just get circled, and they all but just completely bear hugged her. And then kind of out of retaliation, Hardiman came across, and Olajuwon just smacked her. That's all there is to it. And then they go the other way, no call. And that's a situation where the officials have got to step in and be very cautious when it becomes that physical.
Sanchez at the free throw line. First shot up and good, 75-54. You ever notice you never see those kind of plays on the replays, on the highlights when you watch the sports at night? You never see that.
No, that's for sure.
Second free throw good, 76-54.
Maybe for the betterment of the universities, maybe for the
here we go.
Maybe for the betterment of NCAA. I don't know, but no, you rarely see that. That's not a highlight.
It's a low light, indeed so. And I'm surprised in the days of some of the things you do see that's not one of them. Cordero, three-pointer up and good from the top of the circle, makes it 76-57. Cowgirls would like to keep this thing underneath 20. They have a shot at that. 48 seconds left to go in the ball game. Hammond right side in the corner up the baseline. Backs up. Passes to Sanchez. Back out to Plumlee. Feeds it underneath Olajuwon. She'll turn and shoot. It is no good. And a rebound to Sadiq. Sadiq gets the ball to Brisa Silva. Nice no-look to Cordero. Beautiful. She missed the shot, but she's fouled and will go to the free throw line to shoot two.
Nice effort by Brisa Silva, Kevin. It looked like she was looking on the left low block area and then immediately fired it with her left hand across to Cordero, who puts up a shot, gets fouled, and doesn't finish, but does get to go to the free throw line. And Cordero, just the second player for the Cowgirls to finally hit that double-digit scoring.
76-57. Like to get this thing to 60 for sure. Again, it's all about respectability. Perception is reality, as they often say. And that score in the 60s would look a lot nicer in the newspapers tomorrow morning. First free throw, no good. If you could have half the free throws you miss back, you'd be in about a 14, 15-point ball game. Second free throw set to come to the hole. It is up, and it is good. 31 seconds left, so a 1 second differential between the game clock and the shot clock.
Interesting to see a lot of backup players. They did call the Dogs off from that standpoint, but looks like they're going to try to attack and get another one on the board.
Hammond controls the top of the key. Offensive foul. That foul is going to go against Abby Olajuwon, and that'll be her third. And the crowd will, some of the crowd, the old hardliners that are often here through thick and thin will sarcastically applaud the official. Here comes Brisa Silva down over center court. Shot clock is off. Silva curls around, makes a pass to Cordero. Cordero back to Silva in the corner. 8 seconds to Cordero. She turns, nearly loses it. Passes underneath to Sadiq. Tough shot. Sadiq is hit hard, knocked to the floor. Misses the shot, but she'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2 after the foul by Krista Sanchez.
Rossi 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Playing for a little pride here, the senior, and has played hard tonight. I thought Danielle Green played extremely hard tonight in this ball game, and we saw some players that really contributed. A little bit of a problem for some of the youngsters, but still, this has been a battle in this Cowgirl team. The thing you've got to be proud of is the fact that they did not back down.
Rashidat Sadiq, our player of the game, will join us coming up following the game broadcast. We'll also hear from Kurt Butke and get his thoughts on tonight's game. And I think he's going to be proud of the way his ball club kept playing. I think he's going to put more emphasis on what's ahead more than this game. Second free throw is good. 76-60, my friend. That doesn't look too bad. Inbounds to Sanchez, and she'll let the score run out. And that's the way this one is going to end as Kurt Butke heads to center court and shakes hands with Sherry Cole.